Since its arrival, NXT has been destined to take over.
It is here that dreams can become possibilities.
The gold standard in sports entertainment, returning to Barclays Center.
NXT history is being made.
A 2 out of 3 falls mega main event.
Johnny Gargano against... The winner will walk into the history books as the new
NXT champion.
And as we pay homage to the past,
Ricochet and Aleister Black win the Dusty Cup, and they will challenge War Raiders for the NXT Tag Team titles.
it's the diversity of competition
The roster will no longer stand for the tyranny of Shayna Baszler.
I don't care if it's Kyrie, Bianca, or Io. I'm ready.
that creates a worldwide appeal.
NXT UK belongs to me.
Peter,
It's Walter.
your time is up.
And with opportunity around every corner,
There's only one man who deserves to rule the world. And that man is Adam Cole, baby.
a new road to destiny can be forged.
I fight for everyone who's ever been told their dream will not come true. Because this place is my life.
With every championship on the line,
Bro.
The dream is not your bro.
I want to get a closer look at that North American Championship.
who will fulfill their destiny?
At TakeOver New York, I will become NXT Women Champion.
And lead NXT
That dream begins tonight
into the next chapter.
on the biggest stage of them all, TakeOver New York.
And now, WWE Network presents NXT TakeOver New York.
March Madness is fun, but nothing compares to the April awesomeness that is WrestleMania weekend. And tonight, in front of an NXT record crowd of 15,697, we bring you the historic night known as NXT TakeOver New York. And tonight marks the 24th TakeOver, and there is 24-karat magic in the air. It's a Gotham Gold Rush with 5 championship matches, guaranteed to have you putting on a happy face. He's Percy Watson. He's Nigel McGuinness. I'm Mauro Ranallo. We're all sporting happy faces because it is a historic night for NXT.
Certainly is. Let's take you now to our Spanish
noche muy
announced team,
emocionante.
Carlos Cabrera and
Familia, los
Marcelo
campeonatos todos en
Rodriguez.
juego aquí en NXT TakeOver New
And don't
York.
forget,
Y algo que es
Jerry
indisputable,
Soto.
la fama de NXT a nivel mundial. NXT se apodera de Nueva York. Así es. Y vamos a seguir viendo las incidencias. ¡Cabalga! Uy, va a estar excelente. Sí, señor.
Mark the Red and Leif Erikson would approve of NXT Tag Team Champions. The modern-day Vikings, the War Raiders, Rowan Hansen bring the plunder and lightning.
You just heard the drum beats of Viking destruction. Will the War Raiders leave with the NXT Tag titles tonight as one of the hottest tandems in sports entertainment today? Come for those titles.
It was at NXT TakeOver Phoenix in January that the War Raiders defeated the Undisputed Era to become NXT Tag Team Champions. And tonight could be a night at the museum with potentially 5 masterpieces being painted on the hallowed NXT canvas.
He's the one and only Ricochet!
The one and only Ricochet, former NXT champion, and now one half of the winners of the 2019 Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. And with the Dusty Cup comes this opportunity tonight to vie for the NXT Tag Team titles.
Ricochet is one of the most exciting superstars you will ever see, and tonight he's going to put on an absolute clinic in search of the NXT Tag Team title.
The preeminent high flyer Nigel, always energized and like a 9-volt.
Absolutely, NXT's resident Skywalker, his team with Aleister Black has been nothing short of astronomic in their success both on Raw and SmackDown Live.
In fact, this Fast and Furious tandem, the first team in sports entertainment history to vie for the WWE Tag Team titles. Tonight, the NXT Tag Team titles. Sunday at WrestleMania, they get a chance to challenge for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. No duo has ever done that in history, and certainly not in the span of less than a week. Incredible statistics. But they are an incredible power tandem.
The question, though, does that put a lot of pressure on Black and Ricochet? That makes it difficult for them to focus on any one specific match. They will certainly have to focus on their opponents tonight as we take a look at the War Raiders.
Nonplussed.
They are ready for a war.
Oh, boy.
Beneath that stoic, unflinching veneer lies the heart of a kickboxing master.
And his tag team partner from Amsterdam, Holland, weighing in at 215 pounds, Aleister Black.
Sir Kix-a-Lot, known for his patented black mask, but also known for being, well, rather, he is doesn't show much emotion, and that's a good thing when you're in the ring during the throes of a tag team title match, Percy.
Completely agree, and you're not going to get much emotion from a man like Aleister Black. One of the most dangerous strikers in the game, as you said. Matter of fact, it's almost reached legendary status here in NXT. But when you combine Aleister Black and Ricochet, you got something special. You could be looking at the new NXT Tag Team Champions if they can overcome the War Raiders.
Fantastic, interesting clash of styles in this matchup. High flying and striking on one side, power and brutal attack on the other.
And it's all for the NXT Tag Team titles. Will Ricochet and Black be taking the NXT Tag Team Championships to WrestleMania despite their short time as a team? Black and Ricochet have displayed more chemistry than Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga, but this duo's definitely not in the shallow tonight, guys. It doesn't get any deeper in the talent pool than War Raiders, and already #1 worldwide. Are you surprised? NXT TakeOver, we are off and running.
Relatively slow start to the matchup.
I think there's mutual respect between these two teams.
There it better be. If you don't respect the danger of Aleister Black, you'll be knocked on your back pretty quickly.
Same can be said.
On the flip side, you definitely have to respect the NXT champions, the War Raiders. They can shut you down in a heartbeat.
Whoa.
Quick move by Aleister Black.
Nice counter by Rowe. Quick escape by Black, but now Rowe, and some great chain wrestling going on here. Counters leads to counters, and Black on his back, and look at this!
Oh, boy.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T, Nigel.
Definitely a show of respect. Rowe thinking twice about throwing the right hand. He knew who he was in there with.
Rowe wants him more on his feet. He wants the very best of Aleister Black right now.
Waistlock, standing switch by Rowe, and a waistlock takedown, but Black quickly trying to scramble to his feet, expending energy here, looking to escape the clutches of Rowe. So some good,
oh man, that could have been it.
There it is, the fist bump. We can't state it enough. It's all about respect, and with all due respect, Aleister Black, Ricochet is ready to showcase his craft, and so is Hanson.
Showtime, baby.
And whether you believe it or not, looking in the ring, these two represent the high flyers of their respective teams.
Ricochet unable to make his opponent fly there.
Oh, beautiful head scissors takeover. Tip up into the drop kick by the one and only. Tags made, back come Black and Rowe. Reversal on the Irish whip. Rowe telegraphing the back body drop, and it's Black throwing Rowe to the outside.
Put the seatbelt on. Oh.
This moment of zen brought to you by Aleister Black and Ricochet.
Listen to that reaction. NXT Universe know what they're in store. Wait a second.
Oh, not meditating. It's time to get down to business.
And the big guy's got some moves too.
Oh, and Aleister Black wiping out Hanson. And now Rowe with a back elbow to Ricochet. The agility of Ricochet, the hard-hitting offense of both Ricochet and Black. Things have already broken down in this NXT Tag Team Championship match. Oh! Seated senton by Hanson. Power body slam. And there a tag is made, and Rowe now the legal man. Wow! Rose showcasing his strength. Unorthodox tandem offense on display, courtesy War Raiders.
War Raiders showing off the power advantage early on here in this matchup.
It is interesting, though, Maury, you mentioned earlier the relatively limited amount of time that Black and Ricochet have spent together as a team. They've had such success in that limited time.
Oh, absolutely.
You can
Accelerated.
almost make an argument they're almost favorites in this match.
They have so much momentum coming off victory in the 2019 Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, and you don't think that they want to bring these two superstars bleed black and gold. They would love to have a WrestleMania NXT Tag Team champs.
Oh, for sure. But let's think about what they've done on Raw and SmackDown, defeating the Revival, defeating former champions of the Bar. You're right. They could possibly be the favorites here tonight.
But they're in tough right now, and there's Hanson grinding away on the shoulder of Aleister Black.
I'll definitely say, though, that Black and Ricochet are going to lose any kind of favorite status if the War Raiders can keep them grounded.
A big weekend for tag teams. Harlem Heat and the Hart Foundation inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame as Aleister Black wipes up both War Raiders. Hall of Fame ceremony going down tomorrow night, but now it's Ricochet, high-flying offense on Rowe.
Seamless offense from Ricochet.
Ricochet utilizing the ropes. Springboard. Lariat across the jaw of Rose. Standing shooting star press. Do we have new tag team champions? Wow.
Ricochet desperately trying to cling onto the left arm of Rowe.
Ricochet needs to keep that fast-paced offense. It's a little bit different from what the War Raiders are used to. That would definitely be in favor of Team Ricochet and Black.
Standing chin bar. Now trying almost for an abdominal stretch of sorts, but Rowe's so strong, so powerful. Ricochet just having no luck getting that submission attempt.
2018 NXT Breakout Star of the Year, Ricochet making the tag to his partner, former NXT champion Aleister Black, who eats a forearm smash across the jaw, but still able to drop. Rowe goes for the cover. Hard-hitting offense from the Dutch Destroyer.
Nice stretch across the shoulders of Rowe.
In a position that Rowe from War Raiders is used to. He's used to being the dominant one in the match.
Trying to extend the deltoids. Look at that look on the face of Rowe, clearly in a ton of pain. And now Black looking for the right ankle of Rowe as well. Trying to toe his opponent up completely.
Black sticking to Rowe like a spray tan and just working on the torque, the leverage.
We're getting an example here. Aleister Black, as we mentioned before, known for his striking ability, but something that is not his only strength here. Being a great wrestling background as well.
Smart by Black, keeping Rowe immobile, not letting him utilize any type of speed, any type of power, but...
Ooh, and there's the kicking pedigree of Black on display.
Certainly is an interesting strategy from Black. If I'm Black, I'd go with what got me to the game, which he's got back to.
Oklahoma roll, shoulders are down. And Aleister Black almost put away Rowe right there.
Teep kick, got caught.
The Ace-10 Mao. That judo back throw knee strike named as an homage to Rowe's martial arts sensei. So Rowe showing Black he's also a martial artist. Towering back body drop. Hanson on Ricochet. Sidewalk slam. Hanson comes off the ropes. Cross body. Man, Hanson possessing deceptive agility for a man his size, and he is sizing up the situation.
Pick your poison.
This can be painful right here.
Send in the St. Bernards. Ricochet and Black being buried under an avalanche of aggression, courtesy of Hanson.
Hanson pillaging from corner to corner.
When is this going to end?
When Hanson said so, wow! The pink battery rabbit has nothing on the War Raiders' Hanson. And now Hanson firing Black. Oh, Black, wow, and Black hits his jaw on the apron. Oh, my God! Wow!
Oh, my God!
Talk about insane in the membrane! You talk about deceptive agility on Hanson. Who knew Ricochet had that kind of strength?
That was absolutely unreal, the power on display by Ricochet, but that took everything out of him.
An incredible feat of strength, but Percy, you mentioned it, and Ricochet, cognizant of the fact, has made the tag. Aleister Black and Rowe ready to renew hostilities one more time.
All four superstars now starting to show the signs of fatigue. Oh, strong forearm lands.
And while they showed respect early in the match, they are now earning each other's respect in this smorgasbord of strikes. Lightning quick offense. Great evasion by Rowe, and what a block by Black. Roundhouse kick to the head. Black comes off the ropes. Right into the knee.
Black is out on his feet.
Step up knee strike by Black.
I stand corrected.
Oh, wow! Talk about a high amplitude German suplex with a bridge. Black came within one count of winning the NXT Tag Team titles. The applause speaks for itself, Percy, and by the way, did I mention this is the opening match tonight at TakeOver New York. All 5 matches worthy of main event status.
Man,
Tag was made.
If this is a sign of things to come, they got to keep the pedal to the metal. He can't let up now.
Cartwheel escape again by Hanson. Boot to the face by Ricochet. Roundhouse kick by Ricochet. Handspring. Oh, Hanson avoided that kick. Oh, talk about what Hanson handspring, back elbow. The combo.
Whoa! You talk about a big man with athletic ability. Looks no farther than any member of the War Raiders.
Nigel, we talked about the clash of styles, and yet, how about the similarities we are seeing here tonight?
We're seeing it right here. Look at this handspring from a man nearly 300 pounds into the back elbow. Earlier we saw the strength of Ricochet. You're right, Morrow.
And so is the NXT Universe. Hanson on the second rope. The War Raiders enjoy sliding their foes on the field of battle. What's Hanson thinking?
Oh, mistake!
Well, it doesn't matter. Ricochet able to bring the War Raiders. Hanson back to the mat. Rolling. Oh, no. Ricochet caught by Hanson. Tag is made. Rowe is now the legal man for the War Raiders. Oh, and what a knee to the mouth of Ricochet.
See that? Just Ricochet just went flying into the turnbuckle.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Or flatten your opponent just like that.
Wow. Oh, my God.
That is it.
Good night.
War Raiders looking to retain the tag team titles. Double pin. And a double stomp from Aleister Black to put an exclamation point on what is already an instant classic.
You gotta be kidding me. But that's what it's all about with the NXT titles on the line.
Again, incredible agility from Hanson, driving off the middle rope into the chest. But look here, the ability of Aleister Black and the power of that double stop, driving through both of his opponents to break up the pinfall attempt.
We talk about Harlem Heat and the Hart Foundation going into the Hall of Fame. We are seeing Hall of Fame worthy performances in this NXT Tag Team title tilt.
And again, War Raiders with the offense.
Oh,
The counter by Black.
Escape by Black. Great counter. Moonsault Black to Hansen on the outside, firing up the sold-out crowd in Brooklyn.
Wait a second!
How can you top that? Space flying corkscrew tiger drop. That's how.
Oh my God!
What is this?
What is life? Hansen on the top back.
Incoming!
Cannonball! Mamma mia!
You talk about teams laying it all on the line, leaving it all out there. Check out Hansen right here, going caution to the wind, taking out everybody.
Another look from a different angle. Look how far the big Hansen through the air.
You've heard of hail the size of softballs. We just saw hail the size of Hansen, wiping out every other competitor. And well, oh my, they got to make it back.
Hold on. Red 9.
What? Shades of what happened Monday night on Raw, but no, not this time. Ricochet and Rowe able to break the referee's count.
I mean, they both beat the count by like a half a second.
And remember, Ricochet and Black challenging for the Raw Tag Team titles. That ended up in a countout, Nigel. Revival holding on to the gold.
Certainly, Ricochet and Black will not want that to happen here again tonight.
Revival, of course, two-time NXT Tag Team Champions. What a forearm!
Spaghetti legs. From Ricochet.
I don't know how either competitor is still standing at this point.
Oh, they have difficulty in doing so, and it's incredible. A testament to what they're made of. And again, super kick by Ricochet. Black now making the tag boot to the face. Step up knee. Wiping out Hansen.
Strikes just so quick.
But it's Rowe that Black has to focus on.
Those eyes of Aleister Black.
Black Mass! Oh wow, we're gonna send NXT Tag Team Champions to WrestleMania!
Seal the deal!
Shooting Star Press! The cover, Ricochet, the leg of man, the tap! Oh, so close! Oh, wow!
That was a smart move by Hansen, just tackling Black just right through the cover.
Black and Ricochet giving the War Raiders their absolute best.
You have to believe there's no kicking out of a Black Mass followed by a shooting star press, and Ricochet going back to the top, going back to his office in the penthouse of NXT. Looking for the 630, but he hit hard water. And now it's Aleister Black with a real move. So, but no, the escape by Hansen. And Hansen just wiping out Black with the clothesline. And War Raiders have taken over.
Hansen, the fresher of the two champions.
Tag made Hansen in. This could be it.
Oh, the Ricochet, knowing what's at stake, able to summon up an extra kick. Avoids that spinning kick, but the pop-up. Thor's hammer delivered by the War Raiders, and a tope suicida to Aleister Black.
Ricochet.
Incredible performance by Rowan Hansen.
Raiders looking to seal the deal.
Fall out! Fall out! War Raiders folded up. Ricochet like an envelope, sealing the deal, retaining the titles.
NXT Tag Team Champions, War Raiders.
You talk about a hard-fought match. Even as talented as Ricochet and Aleister Black still yet wasn't enough to defeat the War Raiders.
A tag team thriller to kick off the biggest event in NXT history, in front of a record crowd at Barclays Center of over 15,600 and change, and they are sitting agog at what they just displayed here tonight. War Raiders are a force.
A cacophony of war chants throughout the NXT universe as Hanson and Rowe reclaim their titles. Take a look at the look on Aleister Black there. Bam! He knew what was coming. Rowe did not. And here, a thing of beauty, precise action. Look at the way Black stood guard to block the defense, but it was Hanson who drove Black in to break up the pinfall attempt.
And the War Raiders, well, Ricochet on the verge here.
Ricochet looking for the 630, but no one was home, and this was the huge turning point for the War Raiders right here, looking to seal the deal. Ricochet left defenseless, the double covered by the NXT Tag Champions, and they retain right here in New York.
War Raiders continuing to remove all obstacles like snow plow parents, but let's not forget, Ricochet and Aleister Black came so close, and they've earned the respect of the War Raiders, and on Sunday at WrestleMania, Black and Ricochet have an opportunity to become SmackDown Tag Team Champs.
Opportunity just 2 days away, but tonight, as you said, Mo, a moment of respect between four gladiators.
This is what makes NXT so special, the ultimate proving ground.
That's definitely what you like to see. Sportsmen going at it. It's all about the competition, but tonight was War Raiders night.
Wow, the ultimate show of respect by the NXT Tag Team Champions, knowing that this is the swan song for two of the most superlatively talented superstars to ever represent the black and gold.
Hey, one more look at this. Oh, the impact and the power off the top rope.
One more time, another angle. Look at the impact right here. It's on the back of the neck of the one and only Ricochet. This led to his demise and the victory by the War Raiders.
A fantastic title defense for Rowe and Hanson, solidifying their status as the top team in NXT.
There is nothing that this man hasn't done in this business except beat me.
Hey, Hunter. Do I have your attention now?
You attacked a 70-year-old man, and I'm supposed to hand you stuff? I am not giving you a damn thing except the beating you deserve.
Pay attention. I'm gonna end his in-ring career.
You know what I want. I want you at WrestleMania. We're gonna do this on my terms. It might be on your terms, but the match will be on mine. There will be no holds barred.
We want to give a special thanks to the Sturge for Are You Ready? One of the official theme songs of NXT TakeOver New York. Available now on iTunes and Spotify.
It was supposed to be the culmination of the most intense rivalry in NXT history. Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa for the NXT title. Ciampa underwent neck surgery. Gargano preparing for the biggest night of his life.
Johnny Gargano hopes to win championship gold tonight. We see there another champion, NXT Women's Champion Toni Storm, along with NXT UK newcomer Piper Niven. They will be watching the NXT Women's Championship match later tonight.
And for a superstar who doesn't like to share the spotlight, Velveteen Dream has had trouble with Matt Riddle openly courting the Dream's North American Championship. Can Dream be the man to end the original Bros unbeaten record? Or will it be Dream over for the sartorial superstar, Velveteen Dream?
Bite my tongue, bite my time, wearing a warning sign. Wait till the world is mine.
The Velveteen Dream, NXT's prince, without the crown.
Whoever wins this tournament, you get to challenge a champion of your choice.
Nothing could stop Velveteen Dream, and his next experience could be one that puts gold around his waist.
The Dream wants you.
February 20th, NXT Full Sail University. It was all but a dream.
Purple Rainmaker!
You should see me in
Another reign begins!
almost nothing to.
The Velveteen Dream is your new NXT North American champion.
Bro, I want to get a closer look at that North American Championship.
The Dream is not your bro. Here's a reminder, the spotlight belongs to me.
When he won the North American Championship, I saw my opportunity.
What have you done to get the Dream's attention?
I knew he wouldn't be able to resist because he loves to be in the spotlight, and he knows if he's in the ring with me, he's in the biggest spotlight of them all.
The Dream just had to know what's all the hype about. So the Dream came, front row and center. And Matt, you didn't disappoint the Dream. No, you did not. That's why the Dream gave you the biggest highlight of your NXT career. Dream said your name.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner and the man who gets to journey to take over New York to face your Velveteen Dream, Matthew Riddle.
You know, he might be a dream, but I think the bro is his nightmare. I want to beat the best in the world, and Dream is one of the best in the world, but he's not the best in the world. I think he can be better, and he's focused too much on the experience.
Matt Riddle, you are a poser because you want to pose with the Velveteen Dream's North American Championship, and that was not a pose. At best, Photoshop. Take over New York. The original bro finds himself looking up, no, not at the bright lights of New York City, but the spotlight that is the NXT North American Champion.
I'm going to be the one with my hand raised, wearing the crown as the North American Champion.
Dream over.
challenger from Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing in at 216 pounds, the original Bro, Matt Riddle.
And just like basketball whiz kid Zion Williamson is expected to make an immediate impact in the NBA, the same was expected when Matt Riddle signed with NXT. And with all due respect to New York's public enemy, guys, believe the hype when it comes to the original Bro. Riddle has thus far been as good as advertised, and thus far, he's been unbeaten.
This man has also been talking on Twitter. He's been counting down the days he gets to lock horns with the Velveteen Dream. He just wanted to see what the North American title will look like around his waist. Now, he's got a good opportunity to leave out of New York with the North American title. NXT TakeOver New York is brought to you by DAZN. Stream over 100 fights a year. Sign up now at DAZN.com. And by Orange Wheel of Coke. Yeah, you heard that right.
And here in the Big Apple, the original Bro, Matt Riddle, sporting the Yankee pinstripes, and well, he'll be definitely trying to emulate his favorite Bronx Bombers by dropping some bombs on Velveteen Dream tonight.
Weighing in at 217 pounds, he is the NXT North American Champion, the Velveteen Dream.
WrestleMania weekend kicking off with NXT's version of Game of Thrones, and North American Champion Velveteen Dream, a proud American, is sitting on his, Nigel.
From sea to shining sea, a statuesque physique of Velveteen Dream, the North American Champion.
Do you see this? Are you kidding me? It's the statue of Velveteen Dream. This man is a symbol of hope. He's a symbol of freedom. He is the North American Champion. Check him out.
One of the NXT loud themes is Billie Eilish's "You Should See Me in a Crown." Well, we are seeing Velveteen Dream in his The American Meme. Wow.
I cannot believe this dude. I mean, this dude loves me some me, quote unquote.
Silhouette of patriotism exhibited by the pugilistic provocateur. There is only one Velveteen Dream, and tonight he set sail in his maiden voyage defending the North American title against Matt Riddle.
He does not seem too impressed with the sartorial superstar.
That's because Matt Riddle expects just this from the Velveteen Dream. He knows he's going to get a show. Velveteen Dream wants the spotlight on him. He wants all the world to see.
And you talk about the future is now for NXT. Velveteen Dream in his early 20s. Matt Riddle, one of the most highly prized free agent signings. Undefeated and an opportunity to win his first title here tonight.
You'd have to think this is going to be the biggest night of Matt Riddle's career.
Yeah,
Never
definitely
competed in
is
front of a crowd
the
this
biggest night.
size.
Yes, he was a professional mixed martial artist, but this is next level for Matt Riddle, who took to sports entertainment like a fish to water, and here he is in Brooklyn in front of an NXT record crowd, WrestleMania weekend. Velveteen Dream defending the North American title against the original Brock.
NXT Universe somewhat split.
Velveteen Dream's got to be on point here tonight. Keep in mind, guys, Matt Riddle's got one of the fastest wins in NXT history.
Knockout knee strike against Cassius Ohno.
Pro bump. Velveteen Dream, a preening cock of the walk who possesses intoxicating charisma, mocking Matt Riddle, crane kick pose, and Riddle well-versed in many martial arts disciplines, and he could use that to his advantage as he immediately does against the North American champ.
Inside leg kick from Matt Riddle. Electing to try strikes from the beginning. Whoa. Landed hard. Of course, Riddle fighting barefoot.
Whatever game plan Velveteen Dream had, he may want to rethink it and change it up a little bit.
Talk about the advantages that being a barefooted competitor gives Matt Riddle, Nigel.
Very little protection on the bones of your feet and shin as well. Oh.
And the traction on that mat, the waist lock takedown, and immediately Matt Riddle looking for the double wrist lock here, looking for the Kimura on Velveteen Dream.
Got to drive through, keep his body tight.
Oh, wow!
This is where Riddle thrives, right here on the mat. This is where he's comfortable.
If he can get the extension here, we could see a new champion. No.
And almost record time, Percy, like he did against Cassius Ohno, but this for much higher stakes. And you wonder if Velveteen Dream, used to getting into the mind of his opponents, used to using that intoxicating charisma. But once that bell goes, he's as proficient, as ruthless, and as crafty as they come.
Certainly is, but you can see the look on Matt Riddle's face. He is fairly nonplussed with Velveteen Dream, and sometimes that gets into the head of your opponent, much like a Nate Diaz.
Greco-Roman knuckle lock employed here by Velveteen Dream and Matt Riddle. The test of strength at a stalemate thus far.
So which superstar gets the better of this exchange? Well, there we go.
But Riddle lands on his feet, looking for that monkey. Right into the armbar. What an incredible transition by Matt Riddle, looking for the armbar submission.
Seeing that evidence of just how dangerous Matt Riddle is. You see there, right before the 5 count, Riddle made a slight extension on the armbar.
He was looking for that Russian-style armbar, the belly-down version, and Velveteen Dream finds himself retreating and forced to regroup early in this match, and yet goes back to the well. And there's the one disadvantage of performing barefoot.
Exactly what I was going to say,
Marco Ruas. Strike to the foot. Old school.
Velveteen Dream taking advantage of what's open, what's given to you.
And Velveteen Dream taking it to the streets and almost retaining the title. Oklahoma roll. Shoulders are down for a 2 count.
Of course, the other disadvantage is we see another pin from the
roll.
champ.
Shoulders down. Matt Riddle escapes.
Another disadvantage of nothing on your feet is an ankle lock, much more easier to complete. Oh!
A little monster ravishing Rick Rude, and Riddle found it very rude and now goes to work showcasing his strength and technique.
Velveteen
Wow!
Time to gloat.
And a testament, maybe an unorthodox tribute to the late Eddie Guerrero, maybe the great Bro Migos coming up. Oh no, quick roll up there. Wow, what a drop kick by the Velveteen Dream.
Matt Riddle able to get his hands up to block some of it. Didn't get anything on that.
Counter elbow, wow, and Dream all the way to the top with a double axe handle.
Dream going back up.
And you know that Dream is a student of the game, patterning himself to so many legends and yet bringing his own unique flavor to the NXT North American Championship. Springboard! Axe handle across the arm of Matt Riddle, who's on the outside. What's Dream gonna do here?
Oh boy.
Oh! Riddle able to snatch Dream with a German suplex on the outside of the ring. Velveteen Dream crashing and burning.
But Matt Riddle has got to get Velveteen Dream back in the ring, back inside the ring.
Yeah, champion's advantage. Only way to become North American champion via pinfall or submission. Percy!
Velveteen Dream looking for a home run, but Matt Riddle able to turn things around back into his favor. The momentum now back on the side of the OG Bro.
And of course, with the mats on the outside, it's a very different feel to the ring. And you've competed in the ring for so many years, you get used to that. You get used to landing on the mat, and on the outside, it could completely throw you off.
I was talking to him, senton splash by Matt Riddle. I was talking to him earlier today about butterflies, about nerves, about the pressure. All he said, he looked at me and said, bro. So I took that as being he wasn't
ready, man.
He wasn't worried at all.
Ooh.
And a lightning quick offense here by Riddle.
Nice teep kick, look for another strike. Oh, that one landed.
An orthodox kick employed by the original Bro. Picking up a head of steam, flying forearm.
One more time.
To the jaw of the Velveteen Dream, and another one. Keeping Dream in the corner. Exploder suplex by Riddle.
The champion is stunned.
Wow, the athleticism and agility, and that time he catches him with the Broton. Oh, what a kick, penalty kick by Riddle on Dream. Dream's down, we can have a new North American champion. Velveteen Dream just barely escaped.
And here the slap of the top of Riddle's foot. Hold on a second.
Oh,
could be looking for the Bro mission.
He's trying to get it in. Velveteen's going for the block, but
Velveteen Dream has scouted this maneuver, knows that it's Matt Riddle's.
Trying for a
Yes,
double
there's
wrist lock
the
again.
now looking for that armbar. Gable grip employed here by Velveteen Dream. And let's hope Velveteen's Dream grip is like a pistachio nut, otherwise he could be in trouble.
Look how aggressive Matt Riddle is.
And think about how many times that the bottom rope has saved Velveteen Dream in this match. It's been about 3 times already.
Velveteen Dream has had to resort to plans B, C, and D already, unable to get on track. Again, wow, the strength of the original Bro. Oh!
Again, the rope's coming to save the champion, and that's an interesting difference between sports entertainment and MMA. Matt Riddle never would have had to deal with that in MMA. In sports entertainment, anytime his opponent gets to the ring, he's forced to break the hold.
Unless he competed in old school pathways. German suplex with a Velveteen Dream. Riddle with the jumping knee strike. Remember, that's what put away Cassius Ohno. It could be on the cusp of putting away Velveteen Dream.
Become a new champion. Oh!
Fisherman Buster almost led to a new North American champion being crowned as Matt Riddle continues to crown Velveteen Dream.
As this match has developed, Matt Riddle has just gone from confidence to confidence.
And speaking of that, it's funny watching Matt Riddle. He's such a laid-back, charismatic, easygoing guy until that bell rings.
Guys, Velveteen Dream was not expecting this as he gets another Broton delivered across his midsection, and Velveteen Dream is bamboozled. He's befuddled. He's been bedeviled by Matt Riddle.
And great strategy from the original Bro from the outset.
But he is literally manhandling the NXT North American champion, now wanting to stretch him like silly putty. Good escape, though, by Velveteen Dream to get to the ropes again. Showcasing the champion's ring IQ.
Oh.
Ground and pound.
Riddle's got to be careful here. Does not want to let frustrations get the better of him. lost by disqualification.
You bring up a salient point, Nigel. It seems that there may be a crack in the stoic veneer of Matt Riddle.
You guys think the Velveteen Dream might have taken Matt Riddle lightly coming into this match?
I think Dream's just got caught off guard. Oh, no, sleeper hold attempt.
His own version of the $1 Million Dream. As Velveteen Dream, wow! What a counter by Riddle rolling.
Oh, beautiful. Riddle driving with his hips to keep his own shoulders off the mat in that pinfall attempt. Triangle.
Oh, looking for the hanging armbar now. And the triangle armbar here.
Doesn't have full.
So Matt Riddle resorting to his MMA bag of tricks to try to become NXT North American champion.
Dream is in trouble here.
He has to find a way to alleviate the pressure.
See there, Riddle's trying to drive the right arm of Velveteen Dream across his abdominal section to apply pressure.
Shoulders are down.
On his feet.
Oh! Velveteen Dream picking up Matt Riddle.
Ripcord knee strike.
Ripcord knee strike.
Riddle is all over Dream.
Oh, what a sleep. And a German suplex with a bridge.
This is it.
Matt Riddle. Oh! So close to recording the biggest win of his nascent NXT career.
He just got to keep going. He's got Dream reeling.
Again, as I said before, Riddle cannot get frustrated. He has the champion on the ropes.
But the big problem for the NXT North American champion Velveteen Dream is he's been unable to avoid this offensive onslaught. He's been able to escape, to try to regroup, to try to find a different strategy. And he is eating nasty knees from Riddle.
Dream almost unable to get his arms up to protect himself at this juncture.
A trifecta of terror.
I'm the bro that runs the show.
Riddle saying he's the bro that runs the show. Velveteen Dream beat Johnny Gargano to become the NXT North American champion. Gargano and Cole will close the show, but Riddle would like to steal it here and become NXT. Dream is hulking. The Dream is hulking up in New York City.
Here comes Dream.
When it comes crashing down and it hurts inside. Velveteen Dream.
Big boot to the face. Velveteen Dream turning the tables in a hurry.
Velveteen Dream has had enough.
We know that Hulk Hogan will be inducting Brutus the Barber Beefcake in the Hall of Fame. Well, Velveteen Dream would like to induct Matt Riddle in his own personal Hall of Shame.
And going up top one again. Here we go.
Axe handle from the Dream.
This time, Velveteen Dream landing perfectly.
And Velveteen Dream finding that proverbial second wind. Famouser. Of course, Billy Gunn inducted tomorrow morning. Matt Riddle just barely escaped. DX will be going into the Hall of Fame on Saturday.
A long way down, a lot of impact with a double axe handle. But
Wow.
Dream now slow to get to the top rope. Is this a mistake this late in the match?
A Dickensian turn of events, the best of times, the worst of times for both superstars. And right now it's Velveteen Dream with victory in his sights. Oh, what a counter by Riddle.
As Riddle now back in offense. Surely now the champion ready to be beat. No!
Code breaker by Velveteen Dream. Riddle could be out for the count. An explosive kick out by Matt Riddle to show the NXT Universe there's still plenty of fight left in the original Bro.
Dream had expended so much energy, he was unable to get enough body weight across the shoulders of Matt Riddle, which allowed Riddle to kick out.
Oh!
He's got
Counter.
Smart move by Riddle.
Ankle lock.
Oh, yes!
Ankle lock.
Drags Dream back into the center.
Bottom rope can't save Dream
It's
now.
the Dream over for the North American champion.
Dream may tap. He may tap right here.
Is Matt Riddle about to become the King of New York? Another counter.
Now on the other leg. Beautiful for creativity
Seamless.
and awareness from Riddle.
Fluidity to his offense that belies his years of experience. Oh, the roll-up. Oh, Velveteen Dream lands on his feet, delivers a stunning super kick. Dream DDT. This could be it. Matt Riddle could be tasting defeat for the first time.
Wait a second.
We are in the midst of a purple rain. Oh! And we could be seeing Velveteen Dream delivering the devastating Dream Valley Driver.
And the momentum propels Velveteen Dream to the top rope.
You know he's got in mind now.
Rainmaker! No! Countered by Riddle. It's a Bro Mention. Riddle has the Bro Mention employed. Is Dream going to tap? Dream is doing a good job of fighting it off and breaks the hold.
Riddle was unable to get the full extension, and again, Dream safe by the ropes.
Into the ropes as Riddle looking to break Dream's hold on the gold. Instead, it was Velveteen Dream breaking the grip of Riddle. Riddle on the second rope.
Right there.
Wait a second, surely not.
Oh my God. Whoa!
Unbelievable show of strength. And will this propel Matt Riddle? The floating bro. The floating bro.
We have a new champ.
Dream is down but not out. Down but not out.
How on earth is Velveteen Dream still in this?
Look at this. Look at the power of Matt Riddle. We thought this was over. The entire arena thought it was over. And Matt Riddle going for the proverbial nail in the coffin. Hits this. X marks the spot. But the Velveteen Dream still not
What
done.
is Dream doing? He wants more. Back and Riddle in.
Super kick by Velveteen Dream. Riddle lands on his feet. Power bomb by Matt Riddle. And a flash knee.
That's
Riddle
gotta be
with
it.
flash
Hold on,
and a
that's gotta
dummy.
be it.
But not enough to put away the Velveteen Dream. Bro Mention.
No, that's a tap. Is that a tap?
Dream's gonna tap.
Well, there. Riddle unceremoniously tapping the chest of the Velveteen Dream. Oh, that reverse. Oh, that's over the down.
Your winner is NXT North American Champion, the Velveteen Dream.
And the look on Matt Riddle's face says it all. Velveteen Dream with the element of surprise, and he maintains the prize known as the NXT North American Championship. But Velveteen Dream had to overcome more adversity than ever before in his career.
Certainly didn't. That explains the look of disbelief on the face of Matt Riddle. Frustration now. He knows that he had the majority of the offense in the match. Time and time again, the champion had to get to the ropes. Time and time again, Riddle within a fraction of a second of prying that North American title from around the waist of Velveteen Dream. But ultimately, Riddle got overzealous when he had the Bro Mission on. And that gave the opportunity for Velveteen Dream to slip out the proverbial back door.
Hey, Percy, Matt Riddle has definitely arrived. But the NXT North American title still belongs to the Velveteen Dream. And now, with Riddle's undefeated streak broken, while it may not be the case right now, he can take this as a learning experience. There is some weight now off his back that he doesn't have to worry about protecting that undefeated streak.
I'm sure Matt Riddle has learned a lot in this match with Velveteen Dream for the North American Championship. But I guarantee you, it won't be the last time the Velveteen Dream sees Matt Riddle. I mean, going down the stretch, anybody would have thought that this was Matt Riddle's match, that he would have walked away with a North American title. But the craftiness, the intelligence, wise beyond his years, Velveteen Dream found a way to walk out of New York holding his title for North American Champion.
Velveteen Dream won the first Worlds Collide tournament featuring stars of NXT, NXT UK, and 205 Live. With that came the opportunity to choose the title of his choosing. he chose Johnny Gargano's North American title and Velveteen Dream on this night, showing everyone why he is the NXT North American champion. Dream on! Wow, a night of respect here on NXT's biggest stage. But Nigel, how do you spell NXT North American champion? D-R-E-A-M.
Well, it was almost a nightmare, though, for the Velveteen Dream for the majority of the matches we saw there. The high-angle German suplex, and then, what do you call this, Mo? The floating bro.
The floating bro, a moonsault twisting into the senton. That came from the man himself.
A deep hook on the leg as well with the pinfall attempt, and not a lot of mustard behind the kick out.
I wasn't talking about Becky Lynch, although I'm impressed with what they're doing on Sunday, but you have to be impressed what both Riddle and Dream did here tonight, Percy.
Man, how can you not be? They put on an absolute show for the ages right here. And right here is where we all thought Matt Riddle, we thought the title was going to exchange hands, but again, the Velveteen Dream is so slippery, so around. Was able to turn this thing around at the very last second. And look at the look of surprise on the face of Matt Riddle. That says it all.
Absolutely. You can see Matt Riddle there made the one mistake. He released the body scissors, and that allowed Velveteen Dream to back roll into the pinfall attempt.
And Velveteen Dream always provides major star wattage in any NXT cottage. He is the Velveteen Dream, NXT North American champion.
Seth Rollins has won the Royal Rumble match. Who will Rollins choose?
The last thing Seth Rollins wants to do is to get into a fight with the Beast.
You should see me in the crowd.
New York City, where so many crowns are on the line. WrestleMania weekend, including 5 championship matches here at TakeOver New York.
And this is one of them. Adam Cole's assertion that the Undisputed Era will be draped in gold in 2019 looked like a fool's errand after they lost the tag team titles, but winning the fatal 5-way to get tonight's opportunity. Cole has the chance to lead by example and drape the most prestigious title on NXT over his shoulder.
And the gold standard in sports entertainment, NXT, well, has just signed another renowned Japanese sensation, Kushida, making it official with Triple H and William Regal. And there he is, the 6-time IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champ of the Land of the Rising Sun. Had the pleasure of calling Kushida's matches in the past. And none other than Triple H told me that he coveted Kushida for a long time. And we are super excited to welcome to the Black and Gold family.
Talking of welcoming to the Black and Gold family, 2 NXT UK superstars tonight compete for the WWE United Kingdom Championship. Historically, Pete Dunne has struggled with larger opponents. Tonight, he faces his largest. Will the gargantuan Austrian ring general be the man who ends the most impressive title reign of the modern era?
Since May of 2017 at TakeOver Chicago, one thing has remained the same.
WWE United Kingdom Champion! Pete Dunne has been an absolutely dominant United Kingdom champion.
Better end!
Oh!
Danny Burch has the tap. Pete Dunne retains. The fingers being bent back. Joe Coffey taps out. The legend of Bruiserweight continues to grow.
Closing in on nearly 700 days.
I am still the WWE United Kingdom Champion.
still, your champion is the Bruiserweight, Pete Dunne.
It's him! It's Walter!
What does this mean for Pete Dunne and his hold on the WWE United Kingdom title?
This man punishes you. He's so precise and so violent.
Walter, einer der besten der Welt, aber alle. Superstars have titles in Germany, England, and Ireland. He has brought that dominance here to NXT UK.
There's a new man in town, and his name is Walter.
Give me Walter.
What a championship match.
One man clearly has his sights on that title.
I'll be bringing my own tonight. Nothing's gonna stop me now. This whole place is gonna be mine. I'm gonna run this town.
I am the Bruiserweight, and NXT UK belongs to me. And the WWE United Kingdom Championship is and always will be mine. Peter. Deine Zeit ist abgelaufen. Your time is up. And in New York City, the reign of the Bruiserweight will end. Because this title is mine.
European wrestling has been waiting. The world has been waiting. Walter vs. Dunne.
Opening notes of the fourth movement of Dvorak's New World Symphony that inspired the theme to Jaws, only fitting for this megalodon of a man from Austria who has taken huge bites out of the NXT UK roster. And now faces the man on top of the pile, the Bruiserweight, Pete Dunne.
Walter proving to be a conductor of a symphony of destruction during his short tenure in NXT UK. Speaking of NXT UK, proud to welcome the voice of NXT UK, Vic Joseph. And Vic, couldn't be a bigger night for the NXT UK Championship. Why is the walking doomsday clock, Walter, being hailed as Pete Dunne's biggest threat?
Well, he absolutely is Pete Dunne's biggest threat, and I'm amazed that we're here tonight. I'm excited to be here. The pure presence of Walter is what makes him a threat. What we have seen, Nigel, in a very short time is utter dominance by the ring general.
It's been absolutely incredible. A man of very few words, but absolutely devastating actions.
685 days. That is how long the Bruiserweight Pete Dunne has been United Kingdom champion.
the WWE United Kingdom champion. And Nigel, we've had the opportunity on NXT UK every Wednesday, streaming right here on the WWE Network, to witness Pete Dunne continue this reign that you guys talk about. Think about this now, guys. He has held on to the championship longer than Brock Lesnar's Universal reign, longer than AJ Styles' historic reign of WWE champion, even Asuka here in NXT. Pete Dunne has surpassed them all.
And doing it in his early 20s, living up to the prodigy status, and he is more focused than a laser, Nigel, having to retain that title night in and night out. And again, entering tonight, it has been nearly 2 years.
Absolutely incredible statistic, Pete Dunne has raised the prestige and the visibility of the United Kingdom Championship.
The following contest, scheduled for one fall, is for the WWE United Kingdom Championship. Introducing the challenger, from Vienna, Austria, weighing in at 297 pounds, Walter! And his opponent, from Birmingham, England, weighing in at 205 pounds, he is the WWE United Kingdom Champion, the Bruiserweight, Pete Dunne.
You can feel the energy in here, guys. WrestleMania weekend kicking off. WWE United Kingdom title on the line. I propose this question to both of you. Is Pete Dunne the underdog in this matchup?
I think with the experience that Pete Dunne has over all these days, weeks and months as champion, there's no way he's an underdog to anyone. But I would say it's 50-50 because this man, I think, is going to be a big trouble for the Bruiserweight.
You can join the conversation on social media, hashtag NXT UK title. Walter already proving to be scarier than the shadow monster, casting a sinister shadow in the ring. And what do you look for early in this matchup, Nigel?
For me, I think we're going to see Walter try to exert his size and strength advantage against Pete Dunne.
Well, Dunne giving up nearly 100 pounds to Walter in this matchup. And again, guys, let's remember it was Pete Dunne who wanted this matchup.
Give me Walter. After, of course, Walter making an immediate impact at NXT UK Blackpool, the TakeOver event.
And Nigel, you and I were sitting there calling that matchup. Pete Dunne victorious again, and then Walter coming out. Do you think that kind of upset the champion?
I think to some extent. I mean, Pete Dunne is a man who's, it's tough to catch him off guard.
Yeah, instead of going for a test of strength against the much bigger Walter, Pete Dunne showing off his craftiness, but look at Walter, no nonsense.
On a submission,
catch wrestler.
Right in the middle of the ring, Dunne.
Once Walter has a hold on you, he's not letting go for sure. Right here, Dunne escaped out to a toe and ankle.
And Dunne now cranking the left ankle of Walter. Smart strategy, Nigel, to chop down the bigger competitor.
Absolutely, try to take out the legs under this big man.
And of course, Dunne, a master of joint manipulation, but
look at this
Walter hoping to be the master here tonight.
Big Walter, 6'4", 297, but it looks perhaps he's trained a little bit light for this match. Perhaps he realized this could go long and he wanted to have the cardio.
Well, yeah, you've mentioned that in the past, Nigel. The cardio of Walter, if he was to go in the ring with Pete Dunne heading into this matchup, is now there's Dunne with that joint manipulation, Marl, that you brought up, trying to focus on the left hand and bending back.
As a vegan, it's surprising that Pete Dunne has a propensity for finger food, loves to just work the hands. And now Walter trying to stave off that attempt.
Whoa, and Walter was looking for one of the big chops and strikes early, Nigel.
One of the trademarks of their ring general. He learned firsthand from Kenta Kobashi
yes, the
in
Japanese
Japan.
legend.
We have seen Walter punish opponents undefeated in NXT UK competition, now tossing around Dunne.
Look at the look of the face on Pete Dunne. Feeling firsthand that strength and that power disadvantage. Again.
But give credit to the champion. He's not backing down from Walter. And whoa! He avoids that lightning chop by Walter. Walter looking to light Dunne up like Times Square here in New York. And Dunne says none of that. You would think a match of this magnitude, Vic, both of them have done their homework, studied hours upon hours of tape, knowing what tonight means to NXT UK. Absolutely. This is allowing NXT UK, the brand itself, to be put on a whole new platform here at TakeOver, as we mentioned, WrestleMania weekend. And Nigel, going back to the start of this matchup, who does this slow start help? Does it help Walter more, or does it help Pete Dunne?
Well, the way that this slow start has started has certainly been to the advantage of Walter, as he's maintained that advantage, making it difficult for the Cruiserweight to breathe. But here, throwing a strike.
The chop connects.
What bang!
Down goes Dunne, and look at Dunne's face. And now Walter turning up the aggression for a moment.
What will be interesting in this match here, as you mentioned there, Vic, the aggression of Walter. And again, the chop.
Every chop is knocking Pete Dunne down. Let's make note of that.
You mentioned how Pete Dunne earlier likes to attack the fingers and the joints. He also likes to hit the bitter end to beat opponents. Can he get 300 pounds up to do it?
Walter into the cover for a moment, and Dunne doing a wise thing, able to roll through for just a moment. But now wearing down Dunne center of the ring. And you talk about all the grueling matches Pete Dunne has had.
Walter simply overpowering Pete Dunne here, modified scarf hold, and again the #1 trend worldwide, hashtag NXT TakeOver, where we are showcasing the most dominant champion right now in sports entertainment, that being the UK champ, Pete Dunne.
Dunne going up and over, Pete Dunne now trying to use his quickness here and charges in, and what a clothesline.
Against any mere mortal, that would have been a devastating clothesline. What a leapfrog, the agility of Walter.
Wow! And Walter now trying to follow up, grabbing on to the United Kingdom champion and placing. And now, where's Walter going?
It's like a thunder with those chops. Wow!
Come on, get him out of there.
What an incredible athlete, the Austrian anomaly. Walter, one name says it all. And he wants to be the one representing NXT UK moving forward.
It's first goes Dunne. Walter said he was going to end the bruiserweight tonight.
He told Pete Dunne, your time is up. The clock is ticking.
And Walter methodically, look at the face on Pete Dunne. And again, we have seen Pete Dunne in plenty of wars in NXT UK, but he has never faced anyone the likes of the Ring General.
Plenty of wars in NXT, period. He has faced a murderer's row, including all members of the Undisputed Era, and he has retained the title against some of the toughest competition anywhere, but he may be in super tough tonight against Walter.
And now it's Walter cranking on the left ankle of Pete Dunne, and if you go back, it wasn't long ago, just a couple of months, foot injuries, ankle injuries for Pete Dunne. He has fought through a lot. Shoulder was down for a moment. Shoulder comes up at one, and now look at Dunne transitioning.
Escapes, trying perhaps a knee bar if he can get it. No.
He's got
heel hook employed by Pete Dunne.
And Walter center of the ring. And look at Walter, just the size of Walter. Dunne not letting go. Continuing to crank on the left ankle now. Feet to the face. Dunne.
Now for the first time in the match, Pete Dunne has his opponent down to his
size. But after that last chop, the hold broken, and now it's Walter trying to turn over Pete Dunne, and he does sits in a Boston Crab.
How deep their ring general has sat.
It's Pete Dunne going to tap out. Look at the face, the vein in the middle of the forehead, and Dunne continuing to fight. Now crawling to the bottom rope, and Dunne gets there. Walter breaks the hold.
Ring presence of Pete Dunne showing his resiliency and already realizing that Walter hits with the force of a natural catastrophe, as Pete Dunne has definitely tasted the ungodly power of Walter, and he's about to do it again.
The official telling Walter, get Pete Dunne back inside of the ring. That's good advice. Can't win the championship on the out.
Oh, wait a minute, Dunne catches Walter. And now Pete Dunne trying to bend back the fingers again. The right hand this time being bent, and Walter with a right foot.
And that sends Pete Dunne crashing to the outside.
But Walter now has to remember, he's got to be able to get Pete Dunne back into the ring. Title cannot change hands on a count out. Listen to this. Bam!
Pete Dunne cannot get going. He is unable to get on track in this NXT UK Championship title defense.
Well, I mentioned it before, didn't I, how Pete Dunne has had trouble with bigger, more powerful opponents. You think of the big Scot, Joe Coffey. That match at TakeOver Blackpool.
Walter with Ring General written across his trunks, Vic. He is living up to the moniker and then some.
Absolutely, and right now, again, just beating down the WWE United Kingdom champion, that being Pete Dunne. But look at the eyes. Look at the grit, the determination on a champion who has held the title for 685 days.
The determination of the Bruiserweight, who grew up in a tough...
There we go! Dunne unleashing now! Unleashing a flurry onto Walter.
Oh, but Walter stopping Dunne in his tracks, and there's the agility of Pete Dunne on display.
And Segura connects. Walter is rocked. Can Dunne get the big man up and over? Walter standing switch. Dunne lands on his feet. And Dunne connects.
And there's a show of Pete Dunne's power, and it sends Walter rolling to the outside.
The experience of Walter rolling immediately outside, knowing he was in trouble.
We have never seen Walter in this position as Dunne continuing to use his momentum. Moves up to the floor.
And Pete Dunne wipes out Walter. And guys, Vic, this is what it's going to take for Pete Dunne to prevail. He has to utilize the ropes. He has to utilize his speed.
He's got to use everything to his advantage. The environment around him to take out Walter as the referee is up to 5.
Champion's advantage.
Championship cannot change hands on a countout. Walter is in at 7. Pete Dunne's a fighting champion. And look at Dunne walking right back into the ring.
Look where he's going. He's going to the top rope. That's an interesting strategy at this juncture in the match, and it's not paying off. Big Walter caught him.
Shot by Walter, and now it's Walter going to meet Dunne on the top.
This could be perhaps the biggest mistake that Dunne made in the match by going to the top rope instead of trying to roll under the bottom ropes.
Oh, look at Dunne again, to the fingers, to the hand, bending back the digits of Walter. And now Dunne and over.
Wow.
Can he get Walter?
Walter holding on.
We're talking about Dunne's
yes,
strength.
yes, he does.
The Bruiserweight plants Walter. Cover to retain, and Walter just kicks out.
Sitting powerbomb on the much bigger Walter by Pete Dunne.
And again, Walter rolling to the outside. We've never seen Walter in this condition, Nigel.
A couple of times now. Walter rolling to the outside, but look at the impact. Bruiser bomb, and that is a lot of power from Pete Dunne to be able to take 300 pounds halfway across the ring and drive it into the mat with such impact.
And to your point, Vic, I don't know if I've seen Pete Dunne this vulnerable in an NXT UK Championship match before.
These two superstars laying it on the line now. Biggest stage for Pete Dunne and Walter, and Dunne all the way down. Double foot stomp to the massive chest of Walter.
Sky-high double foot stomp, and that will drive the wind out of the sails of Walter. And we know how much conditioning is crucial, especially when you're the bigger man.
Take a look, Nigel, at this.
That's got to be 10, 15 feet through the air. You heard the impact of the double boots into the chest, driving the wind out of the chest. May have broken or cracked a rib.
And again, the referee counting up to 4, and Dunne going to get Walter right back into the ring. Dunne doesn't want to retain this championship on a countout. He wants to beat Walter and prove that he is the most dominant in NXT UK.
And wanting to do it the right way in the ring, wanting to win by pinfall submission. Malfunction at the junction there.
Walter just threw a drop kick.
Shotgun drop kick by Walter.
That's 300 pounds flying through the air. And now Walter has a sleeper possibly locked in. It's Dunne to the top rope, and Walter's going to have to break the hold. Whoa. Oh, man. Walter has Dunne. Wow. Oh, turned Dunne
The no-nonsense
Walter looking for the power bomb. That's it, new champion.
A match front cover.
And Dunn kicks out. Did you see the way Walter put all 300 pounds across the shoulders? He actually came off the mat.
We have seen Walter defeat everyone he's faced with the power bomb. It couldn't get the job done yet here against Pete Dunne. What a match.
Forcing the Bruiserweight to expend even more energy, and now conditioning becomes a big factor in this match.
And guys, what about the toll? The travel, the pressure of being a champion for 685 days. It has to be taxing both physically and mentally. And again, facing a threat the size of Walter. Again, Dunne incredibly vulnerable here tonight.
Well, Walter now trying to hoist up Dunne. Oh, what clubbing blow to the back of the champion. Walter now. Dunne almost looks out on his feet.
Reverberating throughout the confines of the record crowd here at Barclays Center in Brooklyn.
Oh! Wow! Oh!
Dunne's knees buckle. Walter stomps on the champion.
This display of brutality is almost ungodly.
Bursting the blood vessels in the chest of Pete Dunne. Hellboy-esque right hand could be in the future of Pete Dunne.
Oh! And Dunne continuing to fight back. And look at Dunne again, unleashing Florida, but a chop from Walter.
And all it takes is one, Vic, to equalize.
It's the unbelievable strength in the challenger. But Walter has not let go of the left wrist of Pete Dunne.
Take a look at Pete Dunne's body. It is bruises and welts all over it.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Dunne trying to bend the hands, trying to snap the fingers of Walter. And now a test of strength in Walter, center of the ring.
Surely only one man's going to win this.
And another stop right to the face of the champion.
Watch twisting head snap. Right to the throat
Walter
of
waiting
Pete
for the
Dunne.
power bomb. Trying to connect a second time. Step up enziguri by Dunne. Walter's down.
NXT Universe showcasing its approbation for this wrestling clinic.
Yeah, but Big Walter went down hard with that enziguri. What a night it is for the NXT UK brand here.
And look at Pete Dunne, the champion, who has been the leader of the brand, the cornerstone of NXT UK, taking on his biggest test to date, that being Walter.
Hand is trapped.
Oh! Follow up with another kick. And now it's Dunne again, scaling all the way to the top.
Speaking of scales, Walter won't be playing any concertos with that kind of offense from Dunne.
He won't be chopping any more much if he break those fingers too.
Well, now Walter, who caught the bruiserweight. The massive hands now, locking around the WWE United Kingdom champion. Dunne hanging out for everything right now.
The vice-like grip with both hands now on the turnbuckle.
Oh, look at this,
Trying
Nigel.
to get that sleeper hold. He has suplexed opponents out of the sleeper hold.
Oh, Dunne just smashed Walter's hand against the post.
But grit and determination from the Austrian, refusing to give up on this suplex attempt.
Walter again. And over goes Dunne. Walter, can he get into the cover? Are we about to witness a new WWE United Kingdom champion? And Dunne kicks out again.
Dunne able to kick out from that avalanche sleeper suplex. Incredible.
Just look at this vicious maneuver and the way Dunne landed. Like he came out of a car in a car wreck. Good Lord. Mina Gupta.
You see Walter though, guys, he's holding his hands, he's clutching at his fist. How much damage has been done to the massive hands of Walter?
And as impressive as Walter has looked, he is yet to vanquish the United Kingdom champion, Pete Dunne.
But he is getting closer. Oh, again, it's the
Wait a minute, it was Dunne. Dunne just caught the hand of Walter, and again, snapping the fingers.
Make a wish!
And again, Dunne to the fingers.
Now both hands damaged.
Wait a minute, German suplex connects. Dunn trying to follow up. And crucifix pin, shoulders down, to retain.
Oh, wow, Dunn almost put him away with that rolling crucifix after Walter doing his best to crucify the United Kingdom champion here tonight.
Who is going to win this and take the WWE United Kingdom Championship home?
A war of attrition here in Brooklyn, TakeOver New York, WrestleMania weekend, and the United Kingdoms. Hey, this match already as contentious as Brexit, guys.
Almost a stunned silence now turns into a cacophony of respect.
And look at the cruiserweight.
Unprotected to the side of the jaw.
That's right, after another. One after another by Dunn. Walter is rocked, and now it's Walter answering back. Maybe with one last-ditch effort from both these superstars. And Dunn answers right back. Repeatedly by Dunn.
And Dunn has the advantage
Momentarily,
momentarily.
Dunn got caught. Dunn got caught. Is Dunn gonna tap out? Dunn rolls his weight, rolls through it again, back to the face.
Take me back to the Pride Fighting Championship days in Japan with those headstocks.
And Walter, the fingers back. Is Walter gonna tap out? Is this it? Is it over? Is Walter gonna give up on the biggest stage here at TakeOver New York? The finger being bent. Nowhere for Walter to go. Is Walter gonna quit? Will the reign continue for Pete Dunne?
How tough is Walter?
Oh, Dunn continuing relentlessly, and again, that length of Walter coming into play.
Yep, his physical attributes serving him well there, but Pete Dunne's resilience, Pete Dunne's tenacity has given him an opportunity now to chop Walter down to size.
And it has pulled the Bruiserweight back into this contest. I mentioned earlier, if the match goes long, how that could affect a bigger opponent like Walter. You take a look at Walter now, starting to breathe very heavily.
Pete Dunne won the NXT WWE United Kingdom Championship in the 2017 match of the year at TakeOver Chicago against Tyler Bate. Would love to retain here on the biggest stage in NXT history.
Walter almost an open palm strike, just a bare slap to Dunne, and now Dunne. And again, the champion!
Oh my God!
Drop from the top rope. And now, where's Walter going? No way. Walter all the way to the top rope.
And if he hits this, it's over.
He gets caught. He gets caught. Dunne again. Has Walter caught.
Dunne looking for the triangle. Got to be careful of his shoulders.
And look at the fingers again.
Closed it down.
Walter may be out
now. Reversal by Dunne.
Dunne trying to snap the fingers one more time.
But the strength of Walter blocking that.
Walter able to fight his way free.
Walter just beating the hell out of Pete Dunne.
At this point, Walter, almost out of pure desperation, was able to get out of the submission attempt by Dunne.
Walter proving to be a throwback to the eras led by WWE Hall of Famer Bruno Sammartino.
Once again, it's Dunne with the left hand. Dunne, whose offense is focused around the fingers of Walter.
And that focus may be hurting Pete Dunne, Nigel.
Again going to,
and
trying to get back to what brought him to the race in the first time.
And now it's Walter stomping away, but Dunne has not let go of the left hand.
Dunne is
And I wonder if he should let go of the left hand. Try to create that separation.
Scepter, no,
This is it!
Whoa!
Oh my God! Burning lariat by Walter!
Challenger following up. Charges in it, double the forearm. The champion rocks Walter. Clothesline takes down the ring general. And now Dunne. Second time the charm. Connects. Pete Dunne to retain. Walter kicks out at 2.
Are you kidding me? Walter just kicked out of the bitter end. That's how Dunne has retained the title on myriad occasions. Oh, wow. I wonder what that does to the psyche of Pete Dunne.
If you're Pete Dunne, what do you do now?
Well, you saw for a moment the eyes of Dunne having that look that you just brought up, Nigel. What's next? What do I have to do? Was that Dunne's best opportunity to put Walter away tonight?
You see it in his body language. Dunne is demoralized. Dunne thought he was able to escape New York with the United Kingdom Championship.
But you can hear the NXT universe stunned as well. I think they know we are perhaps on the verge of losing, of seeing the end of the most historic title reign of the modern era.
He's done it before. He can do it again. It is Pete Dunne, the Bruiserweight. Can he rise to the occasion again tonight against the Ring General?
And Dunne met his day.
And Dunne with a forearm.
Oh, wow, what a counter by Walter. Man, Dunne forced to dig down deep, and the impact of those chops.
Walter wanting more beckoning. Dunne on.
Well, Dunne said, give me Walter. Walter's saying, I'm right here. Come on.
Oh. And again, Walter returning fire.
And now Dunne answering back.
Oh.
Walter and Dunne, champion and challenger.
What a battle.
A keg of dynamite exploding here at TakeOver New York.
This is what NXT UK is all about. And, oh! Dunne just got laid out.
He's out. He's out. Cover him.
He is out like a light.
Cover him now.
Walter to the outside.
Oh, wow.
Again, it's Walter. Looking to climb. Dunne is out. Dunne is out.
The crowd here at Barclays set on its feet in anticipation of what we potentially could witness right here, right now.
Walter Dunne to the fingers again, and he
Oh.
snapped him back. It's Dunne trying to capitalize.
Pete Dunne had to be playing possum, had to be lying in wait.
And Dunne now going to the top, meeting Walter. One last. Huge move from the Bruiserweight.
Oh, wow.
Trying to get up there, perhaps, for a
Precarious
Hurricane Rana.
position.
Oh, the position of that arm could be looking.
Trying for a
The
triangle.
triangle off the
He's
top.
not going to get a submission though on the ropes.
Oh!
He's going to receive more blistering chops courtesy of Walter.
Wait a minute.
No, what have you done?
Power bomb from the top.
But look where Walter's gone. He's back to the top. The champion is prone.
Walter, splash and problem.
Hooks the leg. Walter is the new WWE United Kingdom champion.
Your winner and new WWE United Kingdom champion, Walter.
Walter has dethroned Dunne in New York.
Stunning display of power by Walter, who becomes the new United Kingdom champion. But let's also not forget just how dominant the Bruiserweight Pete Dunne was, holding the title an astronomical 685 days.
685 days indeed. And Nigel, this was the match we have been waiting for months. It did not disappoint on the biggest stage. Let's go back to some of the action in this amazing championship match. It got just absolute brutality.
Brutal changing of the guard is what we just witnessed.
The incredible brutality. Oh, the sounds of those impacts. A war of attrition between two gladiators.
A turning point in the matchup. Right, bam! That right foot laid Pete Dunne out. Dunne would continue to show the heart of a champion, and in the end, Walter with this huge power bomb. Boom! Planting down the center of the ring, and then moments later, 685 days erased by, bam! That massive splash from Walter.
Walter delivering a bitter end to Pete Dunne's legendary United Kingdom Championship reign.
no doubt there has been a seismic shift, Nigel, in NXT UK. The Walter era has begun.
You are not kidding. Good luck stopping this mountain of a man. What a historic moment we have just been witness to.
And you can hear Vic Joseph and Nigel McGuinness chronicle the exploits of Walter and the rest of the NXT UK brand Wednesday nights on the WWE Network. But there's the former champion, Pete Dunne.
And let's go back again. Nigel, we've never seen Walter go to the top rope before.
No, but knew he had to pull out all the stops in the match. He tried it earlier in the match. He got caught by Pete Dunne, but when he had exhausted the champion enough with that powerbomb off the top, he was able to beat him.
Walter, your new WWE United Kingdom champion.
I don't care who I have to beat. I am reclaiming everything they have tried to take from me.
Undeserving?
I'm about to show you how deserving I am. I'm going to embarrass and humiliate Charlotte and Becky on the grandest stage of them all.
For the first time in 35 years, our women will be the main event of WrestleMania. It's winner take all.
WrestleMania. Streaming on WWE Network. Watch anytime on demand.
You should see me in a crowd.
A special thanks to Billie Eilish for You Should See Me in a Crown, one of the official theme songs of NXT TakeOver New York. It's available now on iTunes and Spotify. And talk about kings and queens, Mr. McGuinness.
Oh, absolutely, a husband and wife. WWE Hall of Famers both. The glamour's on Beth Phoenix, of course. There, we'll be paying very close attention to the NXT Women's Championship match later tonight.
And of course, Beth Phoenix coming out of retirement, teaming with Natalya, and she will be challenging for the WWE Tag Team titles. And of course, Natalya's dad, Jim Knight, are going in the Hall of Fame tomorrow as part of the Hart Foundation.
Well, absolutely, but with three very credible challengers all gunning for her title tonight, Shayna Baszler is in a tough night because Io Shirai, Kairi Sane both hold victories over her, while Belair has surveyed Baszler's Kirifuda clutch longer than anyone. Can the Queen of Spades maintain her throne, or will tonight see the end of her reign?
I want you to take a look at this championship. Really look at it. Look at it. Get in on this. Zoom in on this. Look at this title. This is the NXT Women's Championship, held by the most dominant force this business has ever seen.
Shayna Baszler's a scary good champion.
I'm so dominant they had to stop giving me one-on-one matches to defend this, and they're throwing 3 at me now. I don't care if it's Kairi, Bianca, or Io. I'm ready for TakeOver New York.
Girl.
Kirifuda clutch!
I'm not gonna focus on the past.
Bianca Belair no longer undefeated.
I'm focusing on the present.
Take those mental shackles off and throw them away. You gotta get them out of your mind.
Being undefeated is a mindset. You got Jessamine and Marina who have Shayna's back. Io and Kairi are best friends, and all I have is me, myself, and I. But that's all I'm gonna need to get the NXT Women's Championship. Because I'm undefeated.
Io and I both want the NXT Women's Championship.
It's a revelation for so long. Your focus has been taken away. Now you're breaking away.
It's the genius of the sky. Io Shirai going to be the new NXT Women's Champion.
I will fly higher than ever as champion. If we need to, we will fight against each other.
They may think they know you, but it's an education. No, they can't control you once you've broken away.
The NXT Women's title is the ultimate treasure.
Will Kairi Sane become a two-time NXT Women's Champion?
That's enough already now.
I've heard it all before. Every word, every threat, every broken promise from everybody in that locker room.
Baszler doing her best to silence everyone in the NXT Women's division.
The problem is, they picked 3 wild animals. And this?
Bianca Belair is going to walk out the next NXT Women's Champion.
This is just the piece of red meat I need to hang in front of them.
I have been champion before,
What happens when you hang a piece of red meat in front of a pack of wild animals?
but they've seen nothing yet.
I'm gonna sit back and watch them tear each other apart for this.
I am ready to take over.
While you hear, and still, NXT Women's Champion.
NXT superstar who has gotten the best of Shayna Baszler, first in the finals of the inaugural Mae Young Classic, and then to become NXT Women's Champion. This is Kairi Sane, the Pirate Princess.
The following Fatal 4-Way match scheduled for one fall is for the NXT Women's Championship. Introducing the challengers. First, from Yamaguchi, Japan, Kairi Sane.
And Percy, the Pirate Princess, has enjoyed smooth sailing here at Barclays Center. It was at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4 last August where she supplanted Baszler as NXT Women's Champ.
As you said before, she's had a great career so far. She's in a Royal Rumble match last year, the first ever Women's Battle Royal at Mania last year, won the Mae Young Classic, and has also held the title. Matter of fact, she feels like she would still be NXT Women's Champion if it wasn't for Marina Shafir and Jessamyn Duke interfering in Evolution.
Yes.
Well, to your point, Percy, to your point, Morrow, Kairi Sane has got to feel a certain sense of confidence to come back to the same venue as she won the NXT Women's Championship.
Amen. She is always supremely confident, a magnetic personality, has really endeared herself to the NXT universe, and she has said that she is here in Brooklyn to reclaim her treasure.
I'm on my own, against the wall. The pressure's building, but no, I will never fall.
Meanwhile, the EST of NXT, Bianca Belair, the last to challenge the Queen of Spades, Shayna Baszler, but she fell short.
Next, from Knoxville, Tennessee, Bianca Belair.
Well, yes, Morrow, she did feel short in terms of not winning the title, but she proved a lot to herself, to the NXT universe, to me as well. She battled the Kirifuda clutch longer than anybody else. We'll take a look there at the tights of Bianca Belair.
She designs her own tights, or she's very good with a needle and thread, she says.
Images of all the offense against every one of her opponents here tonight. We'll be hoping to reenact some of that offense here.
And as always, you need to beware the hair.
Making her way to the ring from Tokyo, Japan, Io Shirai.
And Percy, the genius of the Sky, Io Shirai, the lone participant in this fatal four-way, who has yet to get an opportunity at the NXT Women's Championship. But she, along with her Sky Pirates partner, Kairi Sane, only superstars to pin Baszler in NXT.
That's right, specifically in a six-woman tag team match when Shayna Baszler performed with the Horsewomen. It was Bianca, Kairi, and Io. And Io was the one with the pin. Bianca is the lone soldier in there without a victory, or without a pin over Baszler.
It'll be interesting to see whether the friendship between Sane and Shirai goes out the window in this match.
NXT TakeOver New York is delivered to you by Papa John's. Any large handcrafted specialty pizza, just $12.
Shirai, a member of the infamous Triple Tails team, the former free agents in Japan with her sister, and the former SmackDown Live champion, Asuka.
Flanked by other members of the Horsewomen, the only two-time NXT Women's Champion, the alpha female, Shayna Baszler. And talk about reverse psychology. She thinks she's been mistreated? She's been treating the rest of the division like a baby treats a diaper, Percy.
I completely agree. Matter of fact, she brought all this upon herself. All she's been trying to do is bully and intimidate the women's division. This cost her. If she would have left well enough alone in the number one contenders match, she would be facing either Io or Bianca in singles competition.
And their opponent, from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, she is the NXT Women's Champion, Shayna Baszler.
And while we are about to marvel at captains of their craft, tonight NXT TakeOver New York has 6 of the top 10 trends worldwide. Nothing can stop us. We're all the way up, Nigel.
Certainly NXT is what the world is not only watching, but it's what they're talking about as well. And right now, they're talking about this fatal four-way for the NXT Women's Championship. The Queen of Spades there.
Baszler seamlessly making the transition from MMA to NXT. And look at this, 3-on-1. It looks like the lines have been drawn here, Percy. And there it is, the crown jewel in the NXT Women's Division, where Shayna Baszler already making history, but tonight facing 3 other formidable foes in the form of Bianca Belair, Kairi Sane, and Io Shirai. Fatal four-way rules, Nigel. Bring us up to speed.
No countouts, no disqualifications as this one starts to break down. The odds are certainly against the champion.
And immediately the Sky Pirates get thrown out of the ring. And here's a
similar situation with TakeOver Phoenix.
The last TakeOver event where Belair came so close to supplanting the champion, and Belair, pound for pound, maybe the best athlete in NXT, already tossing Shayna Baszler around.
Look how calm Shayna Baszler stays. Oh, look at him!
Baszler already looked well scouted by Belair.
What a power.
Wow. Quick cover here by Bianca Belair.
Wow,
double knees from Shirai. Baszler down. Shirai. Belair with the cover again. The champion doesn't need to be pinned or submitted to lose the title.
So Shayna Baszler has got to be very careful. Cover again.
Oh, and this time it's Kairi Sane.
Sane here getting a neck breaker rather than just trying to break up the pin in a conventional manner.
Yeah, running blockbuster there by Kairi Sane. Oh, double thrust by Belair. Wow, Sane's not going to take any guff from Belair. Oh! But Belair's going to deliver that bulldozing type power.
Just mowed down Kairi Sane.
Oh!
It's out of here.
Some Glaber Torres power on display here by Io Shirai. Or is it maybe Kenshiro Suzuki, the legendary Japanese player, just ended his legendary career. Double drop kick there by the Sky Pirates on
Wait
Belair.
a second, now we're starting to see some collusion between Sane and Shirai.
Yeah, Belair talk about all the time. She's alone in this thing. Kyrie and Io have each other.
Oh, Shirai and Shane have been friends for many years, going back to their days in the land of the rising sun. And they are one step ahead here of the NXT Women's Champion, or is it 2 steps ahead? Ooh. And now what do you do? The Sky Pirates, to your point, Nigel, it's every woman for themselves.
To a certain extent, Morrow, but until it comes to beating the champion...
Well, look at this.
They get it. It's all about competition. They knew that sooner or later, that one point in this match, it might be
this
themselves
isn't the
fighting each
point,
other.
no, Percy. This is not the time.
They've had pitched battles in Japan.
Oh, this is a
friendship
mistake.
based on respect, and they want to showcase that they are worthy to be the next NXT Women's Champion.
Why expend energy?
Joshi Puroresu at its best here at Barclays Center. Oh, well, leave it to Shayna Baszler to spoil the party, much to the chagrin of the NXT Universe. Oh, whoa! We talk about bewailing the hair. I think that's the first time that it actually hurt Bianca Belair.
Certainly Costa.
Oh no, we've seen, this is how Baszler made her statement against Dakota Kai when Baszler made her NXT champion. Oh my God!
And of course, a fatal four-way, as I mentioned earlier, no disqualification. Shayna Baszler has been known to be statistics at times, can do whatever she wants.
Oh, and yet with that injured arm, Bianca Belair knowing the stakes. Showing off her athleticism, drop kick on Baszler. And Bianca Belair, homegrown success story from the WWE Performance Center, elevating herself to challenger status, has had one opportunity.
Oh, whoa, look at that!
Baszler lying in wait.
Oh, bring back any memories, Nigel? My God! Wow! Baszler face first into the post.
Incredible. As we take another look, listen to this. First to block. Oh my God!
Oh, quick cover, and Belair waiting for the cover! And Bianca Belair almost finished her climb right there.
That's a memory I wish I didn't remember.
And I'm sure Shayna Baszler feels the same way. Kairi Sane used... Oh, wow! And the recovery here by Kairi Sane!
And again, evidence
Flying kabuki
there
elbow.
of the problem that Shayna Baszler is going to face as champion. Right now, she has to get back in the ring, because if either Sane or Belair beats the other, they're taking the title.
And Kairi Sane trying to do just that, but Bianca Belair landing on her feet. Oh, avoiding the drop kick was Sane with the axe kick to the back. Meanwhile, Shayna Baszler still on the outside, reversal on the Irish whip. Whip springboard drop kick by the genius of the Sky, Io Shirai.
Hey, Io Shirai joining the party.
Almost telepathic communication between the two Japanese superstars.
Oh! Running double knee strikes into the corner by Shirai. On Baszler, or excuse me, Bianca Belair. Baszler still on the outside, as is Kairi Sane.
It's a great opportunity right here for Io Shirai. One-on-one situation. No one else in there to interfere.
Diving crossbody, look at the power of Bianca Belair. Oh! Fall away slam with authority by Bianca Belair. Goes for the cover, but it's Baszler to save her title reign. For the time being, that is.
The dominant champion now controlling this matchup. Fatal four-way doesn't really favor Baszler in terms of her methodical style, but now this match has gone on and her opponents are starting to show the signs of fatigue. She can settle into that normal, methodical style that she's used to employing.
Ember Moon won a fatal four-way match to become the new NXT Women's Champion at TakeOver War Games. And look at the War Games here between Baszler and Belair.
Trying for the Kirifuda clutch, perhaps, in the top rope.
I was just getting ready to say, regardless, Shayna Baszler is going to have eyes in the back of her head at all times, because the competitor's down does not mean they're out.
Oh my, from the second Rope in there, Kairi Sane now.
Trying for the powerbomb, but couldn't get it. Not enough strength or leverage for Kairi Sane. Well, this might help.
Here we go. He's got some help.
Wow! Double power bomb, superplex.
Cover. The opportunity is there.
For who?
Either Shane or Shirai, but here's the interesting point.
Bodies hit the floor, bro.
One more time, Kairi Sane got some assistance from Io Shirai. And down with Bianca Belair, the NXT Women's Champion, Shayna Baszler.
Sane and Shirai can team up as much as they want, but when they get the offense, when they get an opportunity to beat an opponent, they've got to fight each other to take it.
And they may get that opportunity right now as the Sky Pirates, the two standing in the ring. Shirai and Sane ready to do something insane! Insane elbow over the top rope, and Sane wipes out Belair and Baszler.
The Pirate Princess, mainsail unfurled. The Genius of the Sky will fly.
Lightning quick moonsault out of the corner by Shirai. And yes, the Sky Pirates, they're using their friendship, their partnership to their advantage. Oh, but Belair intercepts with the spear. Belair goes for the cover on Shirai, and Sane short circuits that pinfall attempt.
Spinning back fist mid.
Oh, elevated double chicken wing, face buster by Belair. Oh, man. Step up knee strike by Baszler.
Baszler's got caught.
Wow, what a German suplex with a bridge by Io Shirai.
Shirai landed awkwardly on that German suplex to where she couldn't bridge into the pinfall attempt. Perhaps damage done.
Wow.
All four superstars now, yeah.
A frenetic, fatal four-way match for the NXT Women's Championship, and this scene says it all.
If someone can just get a cover right here.
And there it is, Shirai for the cover, but Belair rolls Shirai off.
Kairi with the cover.
Sane now going for the pin on Baszler. And you know what they say about chaos, or Sun Tzu said, in chaos there is opportunity, and all four, especially Shirai, Sane, and Belair, would love to usurp the NXT Women's Champ.
Belair outnumbered yet again.
Well, Belair was talking trash to both Sane and Shirai before. Now she's paying for it.
She's paying for it in a brutal game of pinball. Oh!
Wait a second.
Baszler pulls Sane out of the way to Belair. Shoulders down, Belair, you champion now. Oh, wow, what a forearm by Bianca Belair on Io Shirai, and Belair wants to finish what she started at the last TakeOver event. She wants to become the new NXT Women's Champion. Military press slam. Super strength on display from the EST of NXT.
7-10 split from Belair.
The most powerful woman in the game, the EST of NXT.
An incredible athlete, Bianca Belair.
Look, one more time. Look at the strength. Look at this right here by Bianca Belair.
Oh, wow. And forget the Fresh Prince. Double B could become Queen Belair, and I'm sure if that happens, Nigel will bust out the Carlton dance, and she has the opportunity here against Baszler.
But think about this, guys. Of all the opponents out there, she brought back in Shayna Baszler into the ring. She wants to defeat the champ.
There it is.
One-on-one.
Elevated double chicken wing.
Very little Baszler can do, except that.
What an escape right into the territory clutch. Unbelievable interception by Baszler.
Of course, if Belair gets to the ropes, there will be no break of this hold.
It's not looking likely. She's stuck right here in the middle of the ring. Even though if she did fatal four-way, it wouldn't matter.
We saw in the last match between these two superstars, Belair spent a long time in the Kirifuda clutch. That can weaken the carotid artery, almost like a glass jaw of a boxer, making her more susceptible to the hold again.
Will Belair be able to survive the Kirifuda clutch? Will Baszler's dominant reign continue as NXT Women's Champ?
That is deep underneath the jaw, right across the carotid artery.
Look at the determination of Bianca Belair trying to get to her feet.
The strength she shows in elevating herself back up to a vertical base. Unbelievable grit and determination by Bianca Belair. Has Baszler in the torture rack. KOD.
Here we go.
Is it going to lead to the 1, 2, 3? The biggest win of Belair's career.
No!
Oh! Saved by Io Shirai.
Like a heat-seeking missile breaking up the pin.
And now Belair unleashing a fury on Shirai.
A volley of clubbing forearms to the back of Shirai. Oh, what a counter! X-Factor there by Shirai. And X-Pac, a part of DX, going into the Hall of Fame. And there's a Hall of Fame moonsault by Shirai.
Io's going for one more.
Double spring. Oh, wow. The genius of the sky.
Baszler is a long
showing
way
wide.
out.
She has a mid-sub level moonsault. Do we have a new champion?
But see there, Shayna Baszler almost half out of it. She knew where Shirai was going.
Guys, Kairi Sane just cost Io Shirai the NXT Women's Championship.
Hey, too bad. It's every woman for herself right now, friends or not.
And Shirai, well, Sane now. Oh, Alabama slam on Baszler. Friendship be damned. And TakeOver New York.
Look where Ona Kozaiko goes now.
It's about to get crazy up in here.
Ready to deliver the inside. She hits it on Baszler. Kairi Sane is going to become a two-time champion. Oh! Turnabout is fair play. Turnabout is fair play. Shirai gives Sane a receipt in the form of costing her a chance at becoming a two-time champ.
There's no ill will between these two superstars,
yes,
but they know what is on the line.
Oh, I know what you're trying to get at, Nigel, but the NXT Women's Championship is on the line, and Shirai says, I can put the friendship on the back burner. I came to NXT to be the best. Oh, wow.
Forearms are flurry into the neck.
My God, Shirai treating her best friend like a crash test dummy here in this fatal four-way match. And Io Shirai, good counter into a spike DDT by Sane.
All the way Sane there, kicked her legs frantically to disturb the balance of Io Shirai.
Hey, you can see the emotional turmoil on the face of Kairi Sane. Kairi Sane doesn't want to have to do this.
I get that. She got to stab her friend in the back, but it's about the women's championship.
Beware the hair. Belair whipping it and whipping it good, and she now interjects herself back into this fatal four-way match. Looking for another KOD. Oh, instead, oh my.
Oh, look at this. Belair going for a 2-for-1 special right here.
WrestleMania weekend. And it's Bianca Belair with a Titanic takeover.
Here we go.
KOD in stereo.
Pick one. Bianca Belair is about to do it.
Bianca Belair on the toe. And instead, she gets a vicious kick from Shayna Baszler. Back to the Kirifuda clutch.
Belair frantically struggling. That is deep. That is deep.
This could be lights out for Belair right here. She can't find a way out of the Kirifuda.
Bianca Belair is fading.
Belair like a fish out of water.
Could be forced to capitulate.
Scratching, desperately trying to go for the eyes.
Putting the squeeze on Belair. Baszler knows that victory is nigh.
That's a tap.
There's the tap.
Your winner and still NXT Women's Champion, Shayna Baszler.
With no help from other members of the Horsewomen, Shayna Baszler just solidified the reason why she is the alpha female, the reason why she is giving Asuka a run for her money as the most dominant NXT Women's Champion ever. And guys, on this night in Brooklyn, Shayna Baszler conquered 3 other superstars to continue being the only 2-time champion in NXT Women's history.
Aside from Baszler's dominating abilities in the ring, what makes her so special is her timing. She waited for the right moment, the right opportunity, which she seized when she found the moment against Bianca Belair and took it and retained the NXT Women's Championship.
This is how the match went down early on here. Some of the collusion that we saw between the Sky Pirates, Shirai propelling Shane over the top rope.
And Io Shirai right here, thought she had it, was going for it, hit it right here on Bianca Belair. But her best friend, Kairi Sane, was saying, not today, I want the title for myself. And the power of Bianca Belair, hitting not just one, but 2 Io and Kairi right here, planting them face first. She could have took her pick. But this is what I was talking about, the intelligence and the timing of a Shayna Baszler out of nowhere.
It took so long for Belair to try to turn over Shayna. It gave Baszler the opportunity to kick and hook in the Kirifuda clutch.
I know, long time Shayna Baszler trainer, former UFC heavyweight champion, now Bellator MMA heavyweight, who you can see on the zone, by the way. Josh Barnett is in attendance, and I know Billy Robinson is somewhere smiling, knowing that the Queen of Spades, knowing that the Queen of NXT, Shayna Baszler, is as dominant as ever, and here comes the rest of the Horsewomen cavalry here. And is this a scene of a taste of what's to come when the women make history WrestleMania Sunday with Ronda Rousey representing the Horsewomen against Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch in the main event of Mania.
What an incredible way to end WrestleMania weekend that would be.
But what an incredible performance by hook or by crook. Shayna Baszler continues to run the NXT Women's Division, and she is running this town tonight.
I'm the best in the world because I was born that way. From this point forward, I'm going to start doing things for me. And that's why it felt so good beating the holy hell out of The Miz.
I proved everyone wrong. I became the most must-see WWE superstar of all time.
On the grandest stage of them all, get ready for another best in the world beating.
I am going to destroy Shane McMahon in a Falls Count Anywhere match.
WrestleMania. Streaming live on WWE Network. This Sunday, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific.
In a house of legends, there's only one home of immortality. The Attitude.
And if you're not down with that,
The Music Man.
Bigger than the Rolling Stones, even bigger than a Beatles reunion.
The Tag Team.
Many consider them the dominant tag team of the 90s.
The All-American Girl.
Tori Wilson, a true trailblazer.
The Barber.
The Barber is a cut above the rest.
And a family legacy.
You're gonna find out we are the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
In our house, greatness lives in the WWE Hall of Fame. Streaming live on WWE Network tomorrow night, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific.
A moment to catch our breath as we kick off WrestleMania weekend with a bang. The black and gold brand continuing to raise the bar higher than the Empire State Building. This is NXT, my friend.
It absolutely is. So much has gone on tonight. Everybody going to be talking about it, talking about it, following TakeOver New York tonight. WWE COO, the founder of NXT, Triple H, will be giving you his opinion on the winners, the losers, the triumphs, and the controversy directly following TakeOver New York tonight, only on Facebook Live.
Here we go. This is what it's all about. Following Ciampa relinquishing the NXT title, the championship is now up for grabs. So, the question is, who will claim the most coveted prize in the land? We'll find out when Johnny Gargano faces Adam Cole in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Next.
I was going to stand out here tonight and announce the main event of NXT TakeOver New York. Johnny Gargano and the NXT champion, Tommaso Ciampa. Reality has made that match an impossibility. For Tommaso Ciampa, reality has dictated that he need neck surgery and has had to relinquish the NXT championship. The beautiful part of NXT is that when one dream ends, another dream begins. The dream continues on for Johnny Gargano as he goes to New York City to compete for the NXT championship. But against who?
There's only one man who should headline NXT TakeOver, who has earned his right to become NXT champion.
It is a fatal 5-way match to determine who will challenge Johnny Gargano for the now vacant NXT championship and NXT TakeOver New York.
There's only one man who deserves to rule the world, and that man is Adam Cole, baby.
Ricochet on the cusp of going to the Big Apple. Last shot by Adam Cole. He gets the next shot and the NXT title in the main event of TakeOver New York in a 2 out of 3 falls mega main event.
I just showed not just NXT, but all of WWE that Adam Cole is once again deserving of the NXT championship.
The name Adam Cole speaks for itself. The big difference between me and him is he's hungry, but I'm starving.
I've said my path ends with me becoming NXT champion. And now with Tommaso out, my path to the NXT championship goes through you.
I let a monster become NXT champion once. Can't let it happen again.
So Adam Cole, I'm gonna show you why. They call me Johnny Takeover, baby!
Are you kidding me? Johnny Takeover.
You haven't necessarily been in the old winner's circle when it comes to TakeOver.
Johnny has not earned the right of the name Johnny Takeover. Not even close.
My debut in the Barclays Center, the first ever NXT North American champion, the first ever War Games match, and I did it at TakeOver. Johnny participation cannot beat Adam Cole 2 out of 3 falls.
If I had his road, if I had his path here, I'd be a different person. I don't want that. I'm proud of who I am. I'm proud of what I've done to get here.
I'm gonna prepare for this 2 out of 3 falls match the exact same way I prepare for every other match that I have. That's to win. Prepare. I'm gonna do what I always do, that's be the best.
To prepare for this match, without a shadow of a doubt, the biggest match of my life, I need to go back to my roots. So I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna go to Cleveland. I'm gonna remember why I love this.
I wouldn't change a thing about these past 4 years because it's made me appreciate where I'm going. And where I'm going is the main event of TakeOver New York.
Johnny Gargano, Adam Cole, the big money match.
Johnny Gargano, you're in for a war.
And as long as my heart's still beating, I will not stop.
You ever heard of the term strength in numbers before? You will never become the NXT champion. That title belongs to me.
I will fight to make my dream come true.
Adam Cole,
Johnny Wrestling,
will be the NXT
champion.
And that's undisputed.
I will do whatever it takes to finally have my moment.
From stepping into a wrestling ring for the first time as a chubby 8-year-old Cleveland kid in the parking lot of the family-owned catering business to getting an opportunity at becoming the 15th NXT champion on the Black and Gold brand's biggest stage at TakeOver New York. Johnny Gargano is, as his father Frank said, quote, actually living the dream. And with all due respect to Tony Stark, Percy, Johnny Gargano is NXT's Iron Man, and you'll have to be tonight in the biggest fight of his life.
Oh, without a doubt, this man's come a long way from making pizzas at his dad's shop. And this man said, you think after 4 years, 2 titles, and 12 takeovers, he'd be satisfied, but this man is clearly not. He wants the NXT title.
While we're on the road of quoting people, Triple H said, 2 different paths, 1 goal. 2 roads diverge in a wood. And I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Will it make the difference for Johnny Gargano tonight?
Johnny Gargano, it is a record 12th takeover match. And he is below the Mendoza line. He's only had 1 takeover victory in the last year, and tonight he's got to win 2 times in 1 night to become NXT champion. While the betting odds probably a pick'em in this first ever matchup on NXT, with so much at stake, not only the vacant NXT title vacated by the injured Tommaso Ciampa, but tonight we will crown NXT's first Triple Crown winner, Adam Cole, riding a wave of momentum, winning that fatal 5-way match to get this opportunity here tonight.
Now, Cole believes that he will win this match tonight because he was the first North American champion. He was the first winner of NXT War Games. He was the one that beat down newly crowned NXT champion Drew McIntyre right here in this very building. But hey, look, that's all in the past. It's about what you do right now, what you do tonight.
Was it a harbinger of things to come at Adam Cole's debut in Brooklyn at TakeOver when he attacked the then newly crowned Drew McIntyre, the champion, holding the title up in the air? And here we are, full circle. Tomorrow marks the 11th anniversary of the start of Adam Cole's sterling career.
The following is a 2 out of 3 falls match for the vacant NXT Championship. Introducing first, from Cleveland, Ohio, weighing in at 199 pounds, Johnny Gargano. And his opponent, representing the Undisputed Era, Adam Cole.
A sold-out Barclays Center, an NXT record crowd of nearly 16,000 on hand for this epic encounter. The vacant NXT Championship hangs in the balance. 2 out of 3 falls to determine the new NXT champ. Guys, both superstars know that this match has the potential to be a marathon, especially with the 2 out of 3 fall stipulations. But both Cole and Gargano have, in the words of the dearly departed Nipsey Hussle, more game than ESPN. And whomever becomes the new NXT champ and first NXT Triple Crown winner is deserving of the key to their respective cities. And if you want to talk about it, and I know you will, hashtag NXT Championship.
So 2 out of 3 falls match. You mentioned, Morrow, a different strategy to this match. A lot of times people talk about the danger. You do not want to lose the first fall. But to me, you need to save energy. Because you expend too much in your first fall, it's going to cost you in the second.
And as we crown a new NXT champion here tonight, 11 former NXT champions will be competing at WrestleMania on Sunday, and again, the 11th anniversary of the beginning of Adam Cole's career, and for Johnny Gargano, 15 years of hard work, blood, sweat, and tears to get to this point. And let's not forget, winless in 3 matches here at Barclays.
Gargano not letting that statistic get to his head.
How important, you talked about conserving energy. How important is it to get that first fall here tonight, Nigel, knowing what is at stake, knowing what they took for them to get here?
It is an important statistic. You certainly don't want to go a fall down. But tomorrow, if you expend all of your energy getting that first fall, I guarantee you, your opponent's going to get to pretty quickly afterwards.
Hey, I'm not sure if I can actually agree with that or buy into that, Nigel. You do want to get that first pinfall as fast as you can. Not saying you got to expend all your energy.
Well, that's what Gargano's trying to do right here.
That is the point. I mean, if you take a look at perhaps the rope-a-dope theory that Muhammad Ali used against George Foreman had him on the ropes, and once he was exhausted, Ali took him apart.
Arguably the 2 most conditioned athletes in NXT. Great job by the WWE crew to chronicle their preparation for this incredible matchup. Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano are in tip-top shape.
And
the biggest city in America, NXT's biggest stage, in the biggest match in the respective careers of Cole and Gargano.
Adam Cole with a simple side headlock. A lot of people, if you've never been in a side headlock, it's a sports entertainment version of the Case of Gatami, which of course Josh Barnett used to tap out Dean Lister.
Knowing Cole, that's just his way of trying to dictate the speed, the tempo of this match. He wants to control it, even if it's at a small, minute level.
Reversal, but Cole with the shoulder tackle on Gargano. Cole utilizing some speed, leapfrog by Gargano. Standing switch by Gargano on Cole. And boy, trying to stay 1 step ahead of the other. Shoulders are down, float over by Gargano, looking for that Gargano escape. Avoids the knee strike, snapmare.
These two know each other so well.
Deep arm drag by Johnny Gargano. Slowing the pace down momentarily, much to the delight of this record NXT crowd. And guys, Cole participated in a lot of water exercises as part of his strength and conditioning preparation, and I think that will behoove him the longer this match goes.
You know, this match can definitely be a marathon, in a 2 out of 3 falls match. We know both these competitors can go the distance.
Well, you can tell from their physiques, if you look at the lean physiques of both superstars, they have trained hard for a long match.
It was Nelson Mandela who said it always seems impossible until it's done. Johnny Gargano never dreamed he'd be here. For Adam Cole, he believes this is his destiny.
Not just Adam Cole, a lot of other great superstars have talked well of Adam Cole. Triple H, for example, called him a complete package, said he can do all of it. A key player who has had a lot of big moments and stolen shows, cementing himself.
And both Gargano and Cole idolize Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels, who's also another instrumental force at the PC, and back and forth we go. Man. Shawn Michaels, of course, Mr. WrestleMania, as we culminate NXT TakeOver New York's contribution to WrestleMania weekend with this epic encounter. Tip up by Gargano.
Giving Gargano a lot of space to get out of that. Again, Cole being very cautious in the early going.
Both of them so crisp in their offense. Both of them showcasing hermetically sealed defense as well. Oh, but Cole finds himself on the outside looking in.
Gargano's going to make Adam Cole rethink that whole Johnny participation thing if he gets this win here tonight.
And you talk about going through, what a drop kick between the ropes. Gargano on Cole. Gargano was looking for a dynamic denouement to his intense rivalry with Tommaso Ciampa, and yet here he is for the first time on NXT, squaring off with a man who he met many times on the come-up.
Both these superstars extremely familiar themselves. See Cole there, wily veteran experience, rolling to the outside, luring Gargano in, and then Enziguri to the side of the jaw.
Seth Rollins, who will battle Brock Lesnar for the Universal title WrestleMania Sunday, the inaugural NXT champion, winning the Gold Rush tournament. And as I mentioned at the top of the show, we are in the midst of a Gotham Gold Rush tonight. All matches championship affairs. None bigger than this 2 out of 3 falls contest.
Talking of former NXT champions, I had a chance to talk to Tommaso Ciampa. I asked him for a prediction in this match. He said no comment.
And regardless of what you think as Tommaso Ciampa, the former NXT champion, the fact that he has now faced 2 serious injuries, the one word that describes him is perseverance, and both these superstars want to persevere here tonight. Again, Nigel, 2 out of 3 falls, yet to record a first fall here as Cole and Gargano give each other as good as they're getting.
It's clearly going to be a marathon, that's for sure. And Adam Cole is doing his best to wear down Johnny Gargano. He believes only one man should be able to rule the world. And with the NXT title around his waist, he believes he's that man.
Here, Cole with a rear chin lock, but you can see there the way that Adam Cole was driving with his hips. He's putting all of his body weight there again, driving all the body weight into the neck. It comes almost a neck crank.
And it's textbook fundamental wrestling by Adam Cole.
Very simple, trying to drain the energy out of Johnny Gargano's body.
But he's facing Johnny Wrestling, and Johnny Wrestling just got wiped out by the Panama City Playboy. Covered by Cole, looking for the
barely
first fall.
A 1 count, barely a 1 count.
And that should bode well for Johnny Gargano's fans here, knowing that despite the fact that Cole is wearing him down, Gargano very aware of when his shoulders are on the mat.
Again, Cole trying to work on the neck. Of course, the last shot we saw him hit that on Ricochet in the fatal 5-way to create the opportunity to win the match. It's a great strategy from the Panama City Playboy.
It was Ricochet who dethroned Adam Cole for the North American Championship, and Adam Cole, of course, in the Undisputed Era, saying they were going to be draped in gold this year, and it's been some rough seas for Cole, but again, 1 win, Percy, a fatal 5-way match, and here he is, headlining TakeOver New York for the NXT title.
You gotta imagine, that's all that's on Adam Cole's mind. I mean, Undisputed Era has nothing. They had the North American Championship, the Tag Team Championships. Now, they get to fight for the greatest prize in NXT.
Both men had the same idea, the crossbody landing awkwardly.
They're on the same page of a graphic novel and a graphic display of what has been already a barn burner here tonight.
I can tell you from experience, you go up for a crossbody, you don't expect to meet that type of resistance, and it knocks the wind out of you, making it very difficult to breathe. I saw earlier in the match, Gargano's ribcage moving up and down quickly.
Gargano and Ciampa, the 2018 NXT rivalry of the year, but here we go, overhead belly-to-belly release suplex by Johnny Wrestling, who looks to light up Cole like his beloved Cleveland Browns. New look offense will light up the scoreboards in the NFL, and he's looking to score first, no, counter, roll up by Cole.
Roll through, that landed. Textbook Johnny Gargano. The record isn't broken.
And there's the veteran Cole rolling out of the ring, looking for a respite. Goes back into the ring. Slingshot spear by Gargano.
It is.
He could drop first blood here now. Cole kicks out. So Nigel, when you're that close, you have to quickly recover. You have to quickly get back into the match. But what about frustration here as you look at this near fall?
You've got to control that frustration more. Here, as I said, another one from the playbook of Johnny Gargano. That slingshot spear off the middle. But you see here, take a look at the face of both superstars when they pin their opponent. They realize if they get this pinfall here, the match will continue. They both know they're in for a long night.
Oh, for sure, but it takes that...
Oh, the leg there by Gargano, flatliner.
Here we go.
Is Gargano going to record the first fall victory? No.
But it takes that initial pressure off. Not saying you got to take it easy from there on out, but you can now focus and start to slow things down in your mind and really have an effect on your opponent.
At NXT TakeOver Philadelphia in January of 2018, Gargano fell short in trying to conquer on then NXT champion Andrade as we revisit the action. The impact. But that night in Philadelphia, Gargano's father was ill. Frank wasn't there, but he's here tonight, and you know that's going to boost Gargano's confidence.
Emotional support, a big factor in this match for Johnny Gargano.
And of course, Cole has the support of the Undisputed Era. Whoa! Back cracker. Man. The lungboard there by Adam Cole. And backstabber gets a 2 and almost a 3 count. That's going to jack your back in a hurry.
Oh, for sure. This is going to be an out-and-out, all-out war.
And remember, it's a 2 out of 3 falls match.
And nobody has a pinfall yet. Unbelievable.
There we see back and forth action and wham! Back cracker. You can hear the snap.
Remember, we talk about the influence of Shawn Michaels on both Cole and Gargano, and of course, Michaels' boyhood dream came true at WrestleMania in an Iron Man match against Bret Hart, a match that went to overtime because there were no falls in 60 minutes.
Certainly see a lot of similarities between that and this matchup here tonight.
Oh, small package, shoulders down, reversal by Cole. Gargano now has Cole's shoulders down, back and forth we go.
Oh man.
Oh, Cole has Gargano in the fireman's carry. Oh, what a back elbow crashing into the nose of Gargano. Evasive tactics by Gargano, misses with the kick. Backdoor escape by Gargano, but he eats a jumping enziguri by Cole.
The toe of the boot landing right underneath the jaw of Johnny Gargano. He comes down.
The knee.
You know what that usually is a prelude to, but not this time. Gargano rolls up Cole for a 2. Cole has Gargano down for a 2. Wow, these two know each other so well. And he hit that exposed knee and wiping out Cole, but now Cole chops down Gargano. Gargano and Cole are playing chess in a world that plays checkers, guys.
They're going to have to go unconventional. They're stopping each other at every turn. There's nothing they can do to each other right now.
Sunset flip, roll through. Cole comes off the rope. Oh, last shot by Adam Cole.
That's got to be it.
It's over. Wow! Adam Cole wins the first fall. Oh my! Just like that.
The winner of the first fall, Adam Cole.
And it's now sudden death for Johnny Gargano, who must win 2 straight falls to realize his boyhood dream, and now that's his 4th loss here at Barclays. A house of horrors for Johnny Gargano.
That's just it. Johnny Gargano, he has to keep in mind that he's still in this fight. He can't go too hard and get emotional.
Well, that's exactly right, Percy. Can't go too hard because the pace of this match has been incredible up to this first pin.
Yes, both of them taxed with expending exponential joules of energy.
I mentioned, didn't I, at the beginning of the match, not only do you not want to lose the first fall, you don't want to expend a lot of energy when you do.
Cole wants to make it 2 straight quick. Cole wants to leave Barclays NXT champion in a hurry.
Now the pressure's off, but he can't get cocky.
He's Adam Cole.
Enough said.
Oh, good counter by Southpaw throwing. Well, now Gargano throwing with the left and right. German suplex by Adam Cole. Oh, that shot! Oh my God! And a new NXT champion! Gargano kicks out. Johnny Gargano saw his career flash before his eyes, and he was somehow able to kick out. And guys, the first time anyone has kicked out of the last shot.
And to that point, Adam Cole cannot believe it. But look how he continues. He's not letting that fluster him. He's not losing focus.
Oh, Gargano desperately fighting. Cole kick to the roundhouse end. Gargano unable to block that forearm smash. Oh, wow, on the apron. Oh! Johnny Gargano explodes with a spear, sending Cole flying off the apron.
He's got something else in mind.
Oh! Gargano hit the tumbleweed senton, but landed awkwardly off it. He didn't get, take a look, didn't get full contact here. First of all, to create the opportunity, the spear on the apron.
And Gargano quickly followed up with something, but he needs to get Adam Cole into the ring and see if he can get a cover.
And Gargano making like rapper J. Cole, slapping the hate out of the voice and the body of Adam Cole here. Gargano wanting to look for the equalizer, but Cole catches him into the fireman's carry. Oh, Ushigoroshi! Ushigoroshi by Cole! We have a new NXT champion! Oh my goodness! Johnny Gargano has more heart than Valentine's Day, Percy. It's incredible.
That's something Johnny Gargano does not lack, and that's heart. But he's got to find some more. He's got to find some more drive. He's got to get to his feet and find some offense.
He's got to make Cole make a mistake, because thus far, Adam Cole has had an answer to every one of Johnny Gargano's questions.
The pressure has never been greater for Johnny Gargano.
Gargano said that Cole was hungry, but Gargano is starving, and right now he's suffocating.
Oh, let's go, get it down.
Look at Cole, slowly dragging Gargano to the top rope.
Oh, wow.
Intimating that he's trying for a power bomb off the top rope, perhaps.
Yeah.
Gargano is blocking, and rightly so.
What kind of, oh no! Avalanche, air raid crash!
Gargano with the cover!
Johnny Gargano taking a page out of his former tag team partner Tommaso Ciampa's playbook. Avalanche, air raid crash! And yet Cole was able to kick out. You gotta be kidding me.
That's exactly what I was talking about. Both competitors need to go unconventional. Johnny Gargano was the first to strike, showing Adam Cole something different from his former tag team partner, Tommaso Ciampa.
And it was a mistake from Adam Cole to drag Gargano up to the top rope. And Gargano made Cole pay.
And it's all about desperation at this point. It's all about a sense of urgency for Gargano. Already down a fall. Needs to find a way to get the equalizer and then do it again.
Gargano was looking at that slingshot DDT. Very serendipitous, perhaps, of Cole to just fall to his knees.
Oh, wow. Cole
now
him up again. Gargano desperately trying to fight off Adam Cole. Step up into Gary rattles Cole on the apron. Oh my goodness! Sling shot DDT on the unforgiving ring apron. The cranium crusher, courtesy of Johnny Gargano.
Well, Gargano was looking for that inside the ring. And
hey, he could even the series with a count-out win here. If they both get... Although he has to make it in the ring, he could win via countout, but he has to get in the ring.
Get up.
Gargano is back to his knees. What does Gargano do here?
The referees have for, hey, if it's a double. Oh, man.
Oh, wait a second, it's a double count out.
Yeah.
That's 2-1, surely.
Come on, get up.
Oh, man, the referee's up to 7. Gargano here.
Oh,
he could get the... Oh, wait a minute. Johnny Gargano not wanting to win the fall, that, and this again, the embodiment of the heart and soul, but he is paying dearly for his humanity. He is paying dearly for showing his character. Adam Cole doesn't give a damn.
He is paying for his pride and his hubris. He could have taken the count-out victory, but instead he elected to try to get Cole back in the ring.
And now Adam Cole on the verge of becoming the 15th NXT champion. Oh, was looking to expose the knee again, but Gargano now looking to get him into the Gargano escape. Cole firing off a series of right hands. Nice reversal by Gargano.
Whoa! For the arm armbar, bridging armbar, version of the Fujiwara.
And remember, it was Tommaso Ciampa when they won the tag team title.
Hold on, here we go.
That's a
Tap by Adam Cole. A quick tap by Adam Cole. And it's 1-1, and you know what?
Give the devil of the second fall by submission, Johnny Gargano.
Give the devil his due. Adam Cole tapped out immediately, knowing that there was yet another fall, not risking any further damage.
And just like that, Johnny Gargano is back in this fight.
Wow. But you see Johnny Gargano taking pages out of the playbook of his former DIY partner, former NXT champion Tommaso Ciampa.
This is now the third and deciding fall, and the winner will be crowned the new NXT champion.
Welcome to sudden death overtime at NXT TakeOver New York. Winner take all.
A moment of breath air, fresh air, excuse me, for Johnny Gargano. Disappointment for Cole.
It has all come down to this one fall. Let's listen to the NXT universe. Oh! All right, they're pulling on all the stops. A hockey fight breaking out here in Brooklyn. Oh! Bicycle kick, and another kick to the face by Cole. Oh!
Cole got turned inside out.
Oh! DIY! Flashback nose! Waistlock. Oh! My goodness, Johnny Gargano. Oh, Adam Cole!
Oh, man!
Adam Cole! Here he goes! Looking for the title! He only gets a 2 count, and the frustration, the pain etched on the face of Adam Cole. It doesn't get more intense than this. Oh, wow.
As now as the time starts to tick on in the match, both superstars will start to feel the effects of fatigue, that lactic acid building up in their bodies.
I have often asked that Johnny Gargano's DNA should be tested because his heart cannot belong to a mere mortal. But Adam Cole showing why he is considered the cream of the crop as well. It's all about this. It's all about making history at TakeOver New York. Oh, Gargano step up Enziguri.
Oh, like a lawn dart.
Right into the turnbuckle.
Oh, it's gonna be it. Come on.
Gargano, 1 count away. 1 count away from realizing the dream that began as an 8-year-old child in Cleveland.
Take a look here how quickly Gargano followed up first the lawn dart in the corner and then hooking up from a full Nelson to a flatliner face bomb.
He calls it Hurts Donuts, and he used it to great success on his rise as a sports entertainer before coming to NXT. And that shows you he has to go way back. He has to dig down deeper than he ever has in order to try to vanquish Cole. And the same holds true for the Panama City Playboy.
Oh, you can almost hear now the breaths deep in and out of both superstars. Oh!
In preparing for the match, Cole said he was #more ready. Well, Gargano was ready for that attack, but Cole wasn't ready for that one. Yes, he was. Wow! Going at it tooth and nail, and the way they are nailing each other could result in the loss of many teeth. It does not get any closer than this.
Both Superstars here with the same idea, drawing at the same moment. Wham, and you can see there with the super cut. No way to protect yourself. Both those super kicks landed hard underneath the jaw into the neck of each opponent.
No better way to kick off WrestleMania weekend in front of an NXT record crowd, enthralled by this 2 out of 3 falls matchup to determine a new NXT champion. Oh!
Whoop.
Oh! Super kick to the back of Gargano's neck.
Gargano's
a straight jacket. Wow. German suplex.
Man.
Oh, God. And it was Adam Cole going back to his toolbox with the straight jacket German suplex. It's incredible to see it play out this way at Barclays, where we're seeing glimpses into how these two superstars got to this point and the depths they are willing to go. It was Muhammad Ali who said, "You need will more than you need skill," and these two possess plenty of both.
But look at the face of Adam Cole. That tells the tale right there. He's getting confused. He can't figure out how to put away Johnny Gargano.
And if it's confusion on the face of Cole, it's absolute exhaustion now, I'm sure, on the face of Gargano.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wait a second, trying to get Cole down. Oh, backdrop driver, high angle.
Wow.
Gargano is out, staggering.
Cole knew that wouldn't be enough. He's going high risk now. One more big shot, the Gargano might do it.
Super kick by Gargano from the corner, second rope. Now electric. Oh! Reverse spike, run up by Johnny Gargano. Staggering Cole. There's the super kick by Gargano.
Look at Cole.
Cole rolls out of the ring. Adam Cole rolls out of the ring. Johnny Gargano can't buy a break.
I couldn't tell you if he intentionally rolled out or the momentum from the shot knocked him out of the ring.
Well, either way.
Fortuitous for Cole.
Certainly was. That may have been Johnny Gargano's last opportunity. Reverse runner. Hit the super kick.
There have been many times we thought that Johnny Gargano had made his last stand, and yet he continues to showcase character, guile, pride, technique, and above all else, heart. But the opportunistic Cole wheelbarrow suplex into the edge of the apron.
What in the world?
That's hard to watch. Wheelbarrow suplex and absolutely no give there.
And into the apron, the hardest part of the neck.
May have, well, been the not-so-fairy tale ending of Gargano's quest to become NXT champion, guys. I mean, what impact.
See the way Gargano's neck snapped.
Johnny Gargano.
Whoa!
Playing it ways up! Drag DDT! Spike DDT by Gargano! Gargano with a few tricks up his proverbial sleeve! Sling shot DDT! Oh, man! So close!
But again, Cole
and again, Cole's out of the ring! Tope Suicida!
Cole is hurt! Gargano knows it!
Gargano's gone! But not anymore! Adam Cole! Adam Cole! Wow! Springboard Canadian Destroyer! Oh my God! Where is Gargano getting this from? And the Panama Sunrise from Adam Cole! When's the last time you saw him do that?
Forget about that! When was the last time you saw someone kick out afterwards?
With all due respect, Nigel, we will not forget a single scintillating second of this match for the ages.
Both these superstars for the NXT title just kicked it in a fifth gear, but yet and still, no one could outdo the other. Johnny Gargano kicking out before the 3 count.
The Panama Sunrise led to a sunset And there's still just a glimpse of light in Johnny Gargano's eyes.
That light is flickering and ready to be extinguished.
Adam Cole, born destined to be a champion.
Looks like Cole's got one more trick up his sleeve.
You're a failure, Johnny. Cole calling Johnny Gargano a failure. You're a disappointment. Johnny Gargano looking to prove to Cole he is not a failure. He is looking to prove to Cole that Johnny Gargano is worthy of calling himself NXT champion.
Adam Cole trying to drive the will out of Gargano's body.
Very tender. Oh my God! Oh my God! The fairy tale ending. But it's a nightmare for Gargano. Tommaso Ciampa, not that far removed from this NXT Championship match, a match he was supposed to defend the title in. Oh, that table did not give.
Not an inch.
And Johnny Gargano, I'm looking at him right now, and guys, you talk about the light flickering, his eyes are glazed. I don't even know if Johnny Gargano's going to able to beat the crowd.
This is it.
Oh, call it. Cole wants to win by countout. Unlike Johnny Gargano, Cole wants to win by any means necessary.
Like you said, you don't Cole understand.
Oh, not like this, Adam Cole.
Come on, get up.
Not like this.
Come on, Johnny, get up. Away from the ring.
Come on. Come on. The NXT Universe willing Johnny Gargano to his fate.
Run.
Gargano has it back. Gargano beat the count. Oh, wow. But will he be able to beat Adam Cole? Oh, good night. Adam Cole is Come on. Johnny Gargano, you are not human.
I've never seen anything like this. The amount of punishment that Johnny Gargano has taken, the average man would have been done a long time ago.
And Nigel, Adam Cole is throwing everything, including the proverbial kitchen sink as Gargano. How emotionally taxing is this for him? He should have won the title by now.
It's gotta be absolutely exhausting. And to that point, Cole cannot get frustrated because he has Gargano a fraction of a second from being beaten.
An atmosphere worthy of WrestleMania weekend. Oh, super kick! Johnny Gargano, oh my God, Cole immediately responds with one of his own. Cole looking for that Canadian Destroyer again. This time Gargano escaped.
He can just get it over his head.
Gargano's got Cole and the Gargano exploded. Oh, come on, him. Roderick Strong. Oh, no. Oh, Roderick Strong in the Undisputed Era.
house. Oh, wow. How is he doing this?
But the most important thing is, yes, he's got to get back out.
No.
Right in the mouth. Oh, no. Adam Cole, that shot. That shot.
Come on.
Kick out, man. Kick out. Trying to win the title. Yeah. Mama effing Maya. I've done combat sports for over 3 decades. This may be the most damnedest thing I have ever seen. The Barclays Center unglued. A record NXT crowd loving every minute of it, and especially trying to will Gargano back into this match.
Adam Cole is starting to feel this match slip through his fingers. He has thrown his best shot. The rest of his team, Undisputed Era, has thrown their best shots.
Cole saying, it's my time. Oh, Gargano avoids the last shot. Gargano escape.
Tap.
Oh, Cole trying to Gargano has him in the middle of the ring.
Cole's in trouble. He's got to tap.
Oh, wow. From Ultimate Underdog to NXT's Top Dog.
Your winner by submission, and new NXT champion, Johnny Gargano.
Cleveland, Ohio, stand up and cheer. Johnny Gargano is coming home. The new NXT champion and the first ever NXT Triple Crown winner.
This is a man who fights for those who was told that their dreams would not come true. There was no red carpet. There was no debut in front of 15,000. This man has earned it every step of the way. Bravo, Johnny Gargano. You are the new NXT champion.
Nigel, like oxygen to a fire, obstacles and adversity become fuel for your potential. After 15 long, hard years, Johnny Wrestling fulfills his potential tonight at TakeOver New York.
The dream of a boy becomes a reality for the man.
And here comes his wife, Candice LeRae. She's been in the midst of the emotional turmoil that was that epic rivalry with Tommaso Ciampa. But tonight, it's all about family. Tonight, it's all about celebrating. The good guy doesn't always have to finish last, and Johnny Gargano has proved that here tonight. But what an effort by Adam Cole as he proved more than worthy of an opportunity to become NXT champ.
Adam Cole, the entire Undisputed Era, did absolutely everything they could to get the NXT title around Adam Cole's waist, but Johnny Gargano would not be denied. What an incredible matchup, a war of attrition here. The final moments almost. Cole was tapping, but the Undisputed Era came to the aid of their leader. As the match would continue, the Era again would try to prove a factor in this matchup. When the opportunity arose,
Undisputed Era. Undisputed Era doing what they do. 2-on-1, completely unfair. This should have been it for Johnny Gargano. But as I stated before, Johnny Gargano has the true heart of a champion. Still able to kick out with the odds stacked against him.
The look on the face of Gargano. Clear exhaustion. Wham! Right to the back of the net. Last shot from Adam Cole, but it was not the last shot for Johnny Gargano.
It was at that point right there where Adam Cole knew he was in trouble. And when the Gargano escape was applied and Gargano rolled through to the center of the ring, this is where Johnny Gargano, his dreams have now came true.
A night of memorable battles ends with the exclamation points of all exclamation points. Johnny Gargano, Johnny Wrestling is indeed the whole shebang. And remember, his father Frank unable to be in Philadelphia. What a special moment this is. Gargano celebrating with his mother and father, his wife Candice LeRae's parents, actress Mom Adrian. It has always been about family for Johnny Gargano. A chubby 8-year-old who had a dream, whose parents allowed him to chase the dream. And there is goosebumps on top of goosebumps here tonight.
I can only imagine what it feels like to be Johnny Gargano right now. To go to hell and back, to lose yourself, to find yourself. This big moment of redemption here in New York. Standing tall, holding high the NXT Championship.
There's one last look. Cole talking trash, trying to drive the will out of his opponent. And he would not be able to do that. Gargano lying in wait, ducking underneath the last shot attempt. And there, right in the center, doggedly holding on to the Gargano escape. There would be no escape for the Panama City Playboy. Gargano would have his day and his moment as NXT champion.
And Gargano is 0-4 no more at Brooklyn Barclays Center, picking up his first victory here in BK, the most satisfying and biggest win of his career. Guys, when you look back at what it took for Johnny Gargano to get to this point, man, you can make movies and sequels. NXT's Iron Man, Johnny Gargano, the end game is the NXT. Oh wow, I never thought I would see this moment. Talk about things coming full circle. The most emotional night in NXT history. It's all about DIY, doing it yourself. Johnny Gargano, you have made yourself proud. What a way to kick off WrestleMania.